We're ready to play football here at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium tonight. Blazers, again, they're all black, all white. Numbers look good. Here's the kick. Good deep kick on the far side, and that's going to go.
Not again.
He kicked it out of bounds at the 1 yard line. He did it last week on the first kickoff. It looked like a good kick, and that's the worst thing you want to do as they try to go that way, but they'll get it at the 35-yard line, I believe.
And Dick, at practice, he puts them in, he just kicks a beautiful kick straight towards the goalpost.
And so right off the bat, Valdosta State, not the way you wanted that kickoff. Boy, it was almost perfect, but it was not. So here comes Albany State, or excuse me, I better not say that, Fort Valley State.
Yep.
With their outstanding quarterback, Antonio Hinton, 6'2", 230, a senior transfer from Georgia Southern. Fort Valley starts at their own 35-yard line, again going from east to west, from right to left as you look at your radio. Going to go I formation, going to have a receiver on each side of the field with a tight end, it looks like, it lined up on the right side. And here we go. Finally, the first play of this football game just underway. The first play. Under center's quarterback going to hand off to his tailback off the right side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get to the line of scrimmage. He's going to be about a half-yard short. About 8 Blazers in on that tackle. You can name all the linebackers. And there's a shove right there, and it should have been a flag thrown as one of the Blazer defenders was shoved to the ground after the whistle. So it'll be second down and, let's say, 10.5 for the Wildcats from Fort Valley, Georgia.
And, Dick, we just beat them on the line of scrimmage in. Just fired off the line of scrimmage and just clogged the hole.
Blazers line up in that 4-3 against single coverage on one receiver on each side to bring a guy in motion. They're going to throw this direction towards the home side of the field. Pretty good little play, but a good tackle there from Valdosta State.
Ryan Smith right on top of it.
Ryan had a good week last week. They pick up about 3 on the play. So it'll be a third down play and 7. I asked Coach Dean Friday during my interview with him, Tom Watt, improvement. He said we got to get better on third down coverage.
No question.
And we've done that for years. It seems like we talk about a lot, but here's a 3rd and 7. So right off the bat, the Blazers with the chance to stop Fort Valley on their first drive. They're going to split the backs. They're going to go shotgun actually with 1 back, 4 receivers, 2 on each side of the field. There's the snap. He's looking to his right, throws over the middle, got the first down at the 48-yard line. That catch made.
Dick, they watched the film, partner, because that's what happened to us last week on 3rd.
Tony Davis, a tight end, 6'3", 245, first down at their own 48-yard line, just underway, 13.5 minutes to go. Fort Valley won the toss and wanted the football. They're driving on their first series. They hit a big 3rd and 7 right there. Back to their I formation. They send the fullback in motion. Now he's coming to set off the tackle. Going to hand it off up the middle. He's hit and talked the tackle for a loss back there.
74, Dick.
That's Andrew Lawrenceston.
I wanted you to pronounce his last name first.
And I think, again, one of the linebackers was in there also on the play.
Dick, if you remember last week, the running game is not what hurt us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And most of the what hurt us was on 3rd and long. They needed 9, they got 10.
Here's second, right at 11 yards. I formation again for Fort Valley State. 1 back now goes in motion to go hand it to the back again. He has a seam this time, crosses the 50 to the 45, just inside the 45-yard line. So here's a 3rd down and 3 for Albany State. Best running play they've had of the night, and that was number 23 for them. Seth Hill, he had 144 yards last week.
And we hold them, they're not going to be able to kick a field goal from there.
3rd and 3. 12 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're just underway. They got a shotgun with 2 backs, 1 on each side of the quarterback, 2 receivers on the visitor side of the field, 1 over here on the near side of the field. They need only 3 yards. Looks like there's movement. Blitz, throw, incomplete. It did look like the offensive line moved. Maybe that was a break for the Blazers right there, because now they will be forced to punt the football on 4th down.
That brings up 4th down for Fort Valley State.
And back deep for the Blazers will more than likely be Quinn Robertson. 12:08 to go. Blazers do get a stop on that 3rd down play. They quickly line up trying to get a quick snap off, but the Blazers get there. They double up on the wideouts over there. There's the snap. Here's the punt, high punt. Good punt. We're not going to get to return it. Quinn's going to fair catch it. No, he's not. He's going to hit and get into the end zone, so the Blazers will get it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 12:01 to go in the first quarter. No score. The Blazers led tonight by Graham Craig, who replaced Caden Cochran last week. And Graham had quite an outstanding football game. 5'11", 191, a sophomore.
Got quick feet, Dick, and he comes back up in that pocket, does a great job of coming up in the pocket. Don't be surprised if we don't start off running right off right tackle.
So we're going to go shotgun right away, and Austin Scott in there. He had a good week last week running the football for 95 yards, 2 receivers each side stacked on an I formation on each side of the field in the shotgun. Going to throw right off the bat out in the flat. Got Quinn out there, and he drops it. Not going to be much there, but he's going to get about 4 or 5 probably. And number 17 in his face talking to him. And
number 33's sitting there.
Intended for number 4, Quinn Roberson.
Quinn dropped it. It was a good throw. No reason to drop that one. 11:57 the first quarter. There is no score. Receiver on the far side. Going to run it this time with Scott trying to get to the corner. He cuts inside. Just about had a room to break through. Got about 8 or 9. Boy, had one man to beat, Tom, and he was down the sidelines.
And Dick, he couldn't get his balance. I thought even after the man tripped him up, he was going to regain his balance, and he had a long way to go.
So now the Blazers facing a 3rd and 3 to keep this drive going with 11:36, 11:34 to go in the first quarter. Fort Valley had 1 first down, then had to punt it. Blazers trying to get a first down here on 3rd and 3. Austin Scott in the lone back. He's lined up to the right of the quarterback towards the home side of the field. 1 receiver far side. Going to throw for it. Wants to go downfield. He's got a man down there and overthrows him. Had Shontavius Jones down there, and he was about 2 yards, but just threw it to the wrong shoulder, Tom, it looked like.
Looked like it had a little miscommunication, but beautiful pass.
I think Shontavius was looking more inside, and the pass was outside, so the Blazers will punt the football. And Daniel Anderson, our place kicker, will come in and punt.
He's been kicking the fire out of it. It just, boy, it scares me with these punts. It seems like we're just so close to getting it blocked each time, but I guess that just happens.
Christopher Slaughter, a good returner back to return the punt. He's standing right around his own 34-yard line. Daniel had a decent week last week. Rugby kick. Line drive kick's going to bounce, and they're not going to be able to return it. Inside the 35 down to about the 34.
We're back where we started, Dick. We're on the 35-yard line. We've got to get those. Got to get these kickoffs into the end zone.
11:03 to go in the first quarter. Each team's had it one time. Fort Valley got a nice crowd on the far side, and ours is decent. I thought we might get more here tonight. I know Georgia's playing at 7:45, and that always hurts us. Of course, the Chamber of Commerce and their Wisdom has their big event here tonight in Valdosta, so we won't say any more about that as much as we'd like to. So here comes Fort Valley with Antonio Hinton, the quarterback, 6'2", 230. He's going to go shotgun with the receiver on each side, 1 receiver on the near side, 2 on the visitor side of the field. Blazers in that basic got 4 linemen, 2 linebackers now. Put it back in motion. They're going to run it off the right side. He cuts back against the grain. They're going to get a couple of yards, 2.5 maybe. That's number 4 for them, and that's
Chris Kasparic. Came up from his safety position, Dick.
Tom, while you talk, I want to find that number 4 because I just don't have his number.
Well,
here it is, Travis Richmond. There we go. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 185 from Fort Valley. And they've got a lot of Fort Valley players on this team. 2nd and 8 with 10:35 to go in the first quarter. Each team's had it one time. Blazers have it went 3 and out. And they got 1 back. Put a man in motion, go give it to him on a toss. He cuts, looking nowhere to go, and he's going to be brought down and hit hard right there by 35, Jeremy Grable. Looked like he came towards the home sidelines, nothing there. He cut back, and Jeremy was there waiting for him, so they lost about 2 on the play.
Jeremy Grable was there, and then Ryan Smith came in and he finished it off.
Jeremy with 10 tackles last week.
4 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down and 11 for the Wildcats.
So here's another 3rd down, 3rd and 11. They got to get it to the Blazer 45.25 yard line. 9:50 to go in the first quarter. There is no score here. Shotgun with 1 back. He's looking to his right. He's forced out of the pocket. He's rolling, throws downfield, throws it into the ground, and Fort Valley will punt this time, Tom, but deeper in their own territory.
Deeper in their own territory, Dick, but it shows you the difference when a quarterback's running. He's got people chasing him from all sides that he had to rush the pass and didn't do a very good job of it. I would love to see Quinn. You like Quinn. I'd like to see him catch one right here. and let you do a description all the way down the line.
Need a big return here. Blazers got it all bunched in. They got split out guys. We got one each covering the split outs. Last punt was a good one. Here's the punt. This is not a good one. Quinn's going to come out and he's going to let it bounce in. It's a good bounce for the Blazers. Bounce right on the 35.
Got a flag down, Rock, down here on the 32-yard line.
So we'll see what that's all about. Line judge threw it. Illegal procedure. See if Coach Dean wants him to punt it again. Wait for the call. No, Coach Dean denies that he's going to take that football. Pretty good field position at the 35. 9:35 to go in the first quarter. The home opener, the rain it's gone. And actually, Tom, to me it appears like to the west and northwest there it's clearing up a little bit. But we don't know if it's coming in from the east now. We just don't know. But anyway, right now we're good.
Legal formation on the
That's an illegal formation.
More than 4 in the backfield. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
Go back.
Start on the snap.
Will come out. Oh, they are going to make him punt it again. I thought they waved it off the first time.
Gee, grandkids are grown up. I'm sorry, people, we do this sometimes.
Tom was looking at my homepage on my iPad. I got here with me tonight so we can check scores. So they moved back 5 yards. Quinn standing at his own 35. There's the snap. Here's the punt. Kicking it away from Quinn to see if he can pick this one up. No, it's going to bounce again. They gained about 2 or 3 yards on the play. So instead of getting it to 35.
Well, you notice Dick smartly, he did not kick it to Quinn.
Kicked it away from him. So the Blazers will have it for the first time this evening. And take just a minute personal to say hello to Dina, my wife, down in Vero Beach, Florida, listening on the computer. And she's pretty much living in Vero Beach, Florida since February, taking care of her mother and dad. And she's going to be going to Dallas with us. She'll be home Thursday and make the trip over there. So we'll see if the Blazers can get something going here. Graham Craig's going to come out.
0-0, 9:25 left in the first.
Austin Scott. Now we're going to go 2 backs. Didn't catch the other one in there. 1 receiver on the far side, 2 on the near side. They got 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. Going to run it, trying to go inside, and nothing there. Austin picks up a couple, gets it just across the 35 to the 30, almost the 36-yard line. He's only 5'6", weighs 172. He's a redshirt freshman from Hardaway over in Columbus.
Dick, I'm just looking at the mismatch on size of on both on Shantavius and Quinn against these guys. You've got to go to Shantavius again.
Number 1 over there, 6'1", covering Shantavius on the far side. I believe I don't think it is number 1. Man in motion, Austin Scott sets in the backfield now. Snap, looking, wants the screen, and it's not there. Well, it was there, and he made the catch. And it's a great defensive play. Great defensive play for Fort Valley. I'm not sure who it was.
Austin Scott. Well, I don't know who Austin Scott got drilled, and I think it was number 12, Dick, for them, Terrell Walker.
So now the Blazers 3rd and 11, 8:28 to go in the first quarter. Neither team has been able to move the football on the other as of yet. Blazers going to line up 2 on the near side in an I formation, 1 receiver beside them, and then Shantavius on the far side by himself. Got to get it to the 43-yard line. Getting pressure, forced out of the pocket, nowhere to run, and he flips it back to one of our backs, but there's nothing there. Scott, the Blazers lose a couple more yards, so Fort Valley's defense playing extremely well right now as Craig actually was stopped and flipped it back to Austin Scott, but nothing there. Good defense again from Fort Valley. Blazers will force to punt it, 7:53 to go, and the Blazers have gone 3 and out now on 2 successive possessions.
And Dick, quite frankly, don't know that I can say we look good on offense.
So we're punting from our 15 now. Back is Christopher Slaughter. He is a dangerous return man, standing at his own 38. There's the punt. It's a good wobbly punt, and he's going to fair catch it, and at the 30-yard line. So good punt from Dan. There's a flag on the far side of the field. Let's take a look at that one. Never know on punt returns what it could be. It could be.
And Think about our percentage of guessing what we think
Well,
something is.
normally you would think more of a hold or blocking the back.
Blocking the back.
After the play was over, personal foul on the kicking.
First and post.
On the receivers, number 61, 15 yards.
15-yard personal foul, all in Fort Valley.
Didn't see what happened.
Nope, did not. It was not good. Good for the Blazers. So instead of getting it at about the 30, it's going to go back around the 15-yard line.
Obviously, the worst, half as worse as their, half as bad as their original field position.
7:28 to go, first quarter. 15-yard penalty on Fort Valley State. And Antonio Hinton brings his team out. He's going to go one back. Seth Hill, he had a big week last week against Delta. They're going to send one receiver to the far side, two on the near side. Got a tight end on this left side, the home side of the field. They're going to run it, and he's hit and almost breaks a tackle, and then a bunch of Blazers. Chris Kaspari in on the tackle, and Jeremy Grable in on the tackle. It looked like he's going to get a little more than he did, only picked up 2 yards. Well, let's see. No, they're going to give him 5 yards, actually. Boy, gets it to the 20. It'll be second down and 5.
Would that be the longest? That's the longest run from scrimmage right there.
They're going to go to one back again. Shotgun. 3 receivers now on the Blazer home side of the field. They're going again from right to left on your radio, east to west. Wants to throw, looking downfield, wants to go deep. Going to overthrow everybody. Good coverage back there from Lance Holder. It's not even close, trying to hit Christopher Slaughter, the big 6'3" receiver. Now it's 3rd and 5.
But Dick, I tell you, if you notice, he is having to rush his passes. He's got we're doing some penetration here, something that didn't do quite as good last week as we should have.
6:47 to go, first quarter, no score. Neither team, I think there's only been one first down now in this first quarter. The Blazers without a first down. Blazers go to their 4 linemen, 3 linebackers. They got to get 5 yards to keep the drive going. Snap for Hinton. Wants to throw, wants to go deep downfield. Got a man down there wide open, makes the catch, and it's going to be a touchdown for Fort Valley State from about 65 yards. Hit him wide open going down the field. That was Slaughter, number 2, and the Blazers had a mix-up somewhere.
Dick, no one was on it. Same thing happened the other night. Nobody was on it, just a blown coverage.
Fort Valley takes a 6-0 lead. You saw him break over, and there's a beautiful pass with 6:35 to go in the first quarter. Fort Valley State takes the lead.
And that is not what we wanted to see. I mean, we're certainly not in a panic position here, but that was an absolute blown coverage. Actually cost us, could have cost us a game last week.
Wait for the snap. It's there. The hold's there. The kick is.
Not sure.
It is good. 7-0 Albany State. Excuse me. That all happened 3 plays in 85 yards on 3 plays. An 80-yard touchdown pass after the 15-yard penalty on the punt. So the Blazers, Quinn Robertson on the far side in the middle field for Valdosta State is Matt Pierce. He had some big returns for us last week. Going to kick it away from him. It's going to go over to Sean Tavius at the goal line. Sean Tavius at the 10, tripped up at the 15, gets fights for extra yardage. And boy, I tell you, Tom, Fort Valley's come up with a lot of emotion. They're hitting hard and they're playing well.
And they covering the ball, there's no question. And I think, unfortunately, just the opposite. We're not playing well right now.
They came in, we said, very, very confident and almost cocky to a point, I think, after what they did to Delta last weekend. And they've proven this is a good football team. And Valdosta State really needs to get a drive going here. The Blazers have not had a first down, I think, in 2 possessions. 6:27 to go in the first quarter, and Fort Valley leads Valdosta State 7-0. One back, Austin Scarlett. We're going to go 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Going to give it to Austin. He's trying to get to the corner, cuts back against the grain. He's at the fight for some yardage and pushes forward. Gets almost to the 25-yard line. That's the best run of the night for the Blazers, about 7 yards on
Dick,
that carry.
Gets him behind these big linemen, and I mean, that's just what other people do to us. We just need to get in and follow and hope that he's going to be able to break something loose.
R.J. Davis, a sophomore from Fitzgerald, comes in to line up. Blazers line up I formation, actually at the quarterback, and then the 2 backs standing behind him. A little draw play for the first down. Boy, he was drilled at the line of scrimmage, and he actually loses a little bit. So Fort Valley is on fire right now, both defensively and offensively. Blazers tried a draw play, and boy, he was just hit and drilled at the line of scrimmage.
He was drilled by Jonathan Martin, who is a 6'4", 340-pound freshman out of Carver, Columbus.
Graham Craig, again, the Blazers need about 4 yards for the first down, trailing 7-0 with 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Blazers offensively have been nothing at this point. Wants to throw, looking for the slant. Shontavius makes the catch, breaks away. Shontavius is 35 to 40. He's at the 50, the 45, the 40, the 30, the 20. He's going to take it the distance. Shontavius Jones on the little slant play takes it about 80 yards himself. The Blazers make it 7-6.
And Dick, absolutely no flags on the play.
Just a one-on-one coverage over there. Just a little, what, Tom, a 5-yard, 6-yard pass.
But we've both been talking about the size matchup. But after he caught the ball and regained his footage, the same thing happened up in Saginaw. Just outran him.
Justin Roberts will hold it. Daniel Anderson will kick it. We're trying to tie this thing up right now. And Charles Morton, the sophomore, will snap it. This to make it 7-7 with 5:06. Everything's good, including the kick. We're tied at 7. There's a 77-yard touchdown pass to Shontavius Jones. 7-7 with 5:06 to go. High kick. The stay in bounds going to be returned from the 3-yard line, coming towards the home side of the field, trying to get to the corner, and he's not going to get there. Good play from Valdosta State. 28, 17 for the Blazers. And 28 Theseus Jackson, and I don't have 17 on my roster here for the Blazers either, Tom.
With the tackle for the Blazers.
Billy Bob Johnson. I have no idea. I don't have it either.
And see if we can find. Certainly want to give it to him.
Who was 17?
Tackle is made at the 15-yard line for the Wildcats.
So they're going to start first and 10 at the 15.
And we invite you to join Coach David Dean and guests on the David Dean Radio Show. It's Monday at 7 p.m.
That was our 17, I thought. Well, 4:58 to go, 7-7. Blazers and Fort Valley tie. Both of them, they had an 80-yard touchdown pass. The Blazers with a 77-yard. They're starting first and 10 from their own 15. Empty backfield, 5 receivers, 3 the far side, 2 on the near side of the field. There's a flag, and it's a delay of game. Tom's going to cost him 5.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Antonio Hinton was not able to get the play off. You know, I am about things. I got to give that number 17. I swear it's number 17 for the Blazers.
It was.
And on the tackle.
Actually, Dick, I actually thought it was number 47, but I didn't want to argue.
Yeah, maybe it was. You probably were right, Tom. Probably was Davis Durham as a strong safety, a sophomore from Colquitt County. There's another flag. You're at the 10.
All right, Philip, what are you going to call?
Yeah, like you said, that's going to move him back 5 more yards to the 5-yard line now. So back-to-back penalties, a delay game and then a illegal procedure. 4:57 to go in the first half. 7-7, Valdosta State, Fort Valley State. Now they're going to be standing. The quarterback's going to be standing right in the end zone along with his running back, Travis Richmond. Actually, 2 backs, both of them lined up right on the goal line. Going to run it off the right side, and we hit him right there as he crosses the 5.
Number 35.
That's Jeremy Grable.
Jeremy
from Alpharetta, played at Milton. Boy, I really enjoyed talking to him, Tom. I interviewed him
he's good.
Friday, and sounds like a good student in computer sciences and well-spoken. And
did you see him pick the guy up and just,
yeah.
I mean, literally picked him up and ran 5 yards with him, then dumped him.
2nd and 18. Quarterback keeper. He's got some room now, trying to get out. Now he just falls to the ground before he gets to the 15. A couple Blazers waiting for him, including Dominique Wheeler. And I don't know if he slipped or went down on his own. Maybe a little both.
I think he's sliding and he got about as much as he was going to get.
7-7, 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Fort Valley looking at a 3rd and 10. They're going to go, they remain in the shotgun, which they have all night, with the back on each side. 2 receivers on the visitor side of the field, 1 on the near side. They need 10 yards, wants to throw over the middle, trying to hold him short of the first down, and they do. Boy, good job, whoever that was right there, 41 for the Blazers. Justin Williams, a sophomore from Valdosta,
Georgia.
and he stopped him a yard short, maybe a little less than a yard.
They've got to kick it. I don't think it's any question what they're going to do, Dick.
He's brought down near the
And a 7-7 game more at your 24-yard line.
Still have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first
Just
quarter.
shy of the first down marker. It's 4th down and short for the Wildcats.
And the punter's done a good job. Quinn Robertson's had not had a chance, and Justin Rosenbaum, a place kicker, he's actually from Owasso, Michigan. Waiting for the snap. There it is. It's a good one. Here's a kick. There's a flag.
All right, we're going to get to run this one back.
Quinn at the 35, at the 40. Quinn at the 45, the 50, cuts inside, stops, cuts, and gets all the way down to about the 41. There is a flag, Tom, and it could be either procedure or offside. It's one of those two. And let's pull for the offside, of course.
Come on, Phillip.
Wave those arms around, Phillip. Don't put your hands on your hips on us.
Nope. Don't think too long on this one. Got deciding where to mark it from.
Let's see. Illegal procedure.
Illegal formation.
Illegal formation, Dick.
5 rule, the 5-yard penalty will be tacked on from the end of the run. It'll be 1st and 10, Valdosta.
Well, that's not a decision on a punt. It's illegal procedure. They automatically tack 5 yards onto the end of the play rather than the coach making a decision.
Is that a new rule?
I think it might be. My rule things here got all wet and bothered now.
Blazer Sports Network. Dick Rocky, Tom Odom, and Wes James bring you all the action on the
That a new rule?
I have to look there. I got the rules there.
Is that a new rule?
So it's 1st and 10 for the Blazers deep in Fort Valley State territory at their 36-yard line. 2:57 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-7. Blazers going towards the east end zone, the right side of your radio. There's a snap. Wants to throw again. Looking downfield. Got Gerald there. Touchdown, Valdosta State. Gerald Ford. I think the DB slipped.
He did, but I don't care. That's good. Great pass. Great catch.
So Blazers with 2 quick touchdowns makes it 13-7 with 2:50 to go. Number 1, DeJuan Williams, a free safety, a senior from Baxley. I think he slipped, and Gerald Ford wide open. One play. This to make it 14-7 with 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Justin Roberts is the holder. Daniel Anderson, the kicker. Everything works good. They block it. They somehow block it. That's big. I always hate to see that.
Number 6.
Blazers scored a touchdown, but have an extra point block. 13-7 with 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Tom Odom, Dick Rocky with you tonight. Sideline problems again with our wireless, so Tom's up in the booth with me. And we're not getting much of a crowd noise. There's a kick. Good deep kick. It's going to carry all the way back and into the end zone.
Yeah, that's what we used to review.
So they'll take a 1st and 10. Jake Walker, the freshman from Pierce County. Jake Walker, 6'1", 144. He's probably got a lot of whip in that leg.
He got lots of whip in the leg. They had consecutive over there. I forget, it was a big deal on how many he kicked in the end zone in high school.
So they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. And that's a real change, Tom, because they moved the kick back. I guess they had 5 on because it would normally be at the 20. They've had several rule changes this year. I really hadn't had a chance to go much into them, but they're going to go back. They're going to go I formation this time. Quarterback under center for the first time. They're going to run up the middle, and he gets about 3 yards. He drug himself forward, and somebody had his legs down there at the bottom of the pile. And
number 74,
74. Orentis, and also
46
Laurinaitis, 46, Tevin Davis.
Tevin Davis.
Andrew Larestein is junior from Warner Robins. 2nd down and about 7, 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. 13-7, Valdosta State. Blazers just missed an extra point. And they try to run this time. They're going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. A whole bunch of Blazers, 44, 41. Murphy in there along with Justin Williams, a linebacker from Valdosta High School, and 44 is Kenny Murphy, freshman.
Keep up this, and we keep the pressure on this. I mean, their big lineman will get. Sorry.
Inside 2 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 10. Got to get it out to the Blazer 35-yard line to keep this drive going. looking right, getting pressure on him, just missing, throws downfield, intercepted by the Blazers at the 40, at the 30, bring it down at the 29, threw it right to Isaiah Gresham, a sophomore from Conyers, just threw it right to him in the gut, Tom.
Dick, you know, again, the pressure, they're coming from both sides, and they put pressure on the quarterback, and he's not making good decisions when he's under pressure.
Fort Valley's got a really large crowd on the far side. We don't see normally that many people on the visitor side of the field, and they got a heck of a crowd over there.
Of course, our students, Dick, have picked up. I mean, they've done a good job.
Minute 36 to go. Blazers 13-7 lead. They have great field position after the interception at the 30-yard line. Two receivers go to the far side. They're going to go with Austin Scott again as the running back and two on the near side. Passing game seems to be working a little better in our run game tonight. Graham Craig waiting for the snap. Wants to throw, good protection, looking all kinds of time. He waited too long, Tommy. This needs to get rid of it. That cost us 4 yards. He kept looking. You got to learn just to throw it away.
Reginald Lewis was open. Shontavious Jones was open, and I think he was waiting the big play, and it just took too long to develop.
And of course, again, you were what, maybe 4 to 5 seconds there. You're not gonna. You got to get rid of it if you throw it into the bleachers.
And that's not the offensive line's fault. They held it plenty long enough time to get rid of it.
2nd and 14, minute 5 to go, 13-7. The Blazers lead it after the first turnover of the night. Don't want to go away with nothing here. We just lost about 5 yards on that play. Looking, wants to throw, wants to go down, and there's a flag over here, and I don't know if that might be holding. There's 2 flags that come in. The catch was made down there, Tom? I didn't even see that at the 6-yard line.
That's
I saw the flags fly down there, but I took my eyes off. I did not see our receiver coming across the field. If so, hopefully that's at the 5-yard line.
We thought he was throwing it to Shontavious, but he was not.
So the Blazers will have it, I believe, at the 5.
Defense number 17. That penalty is declined. The result in the play is first down.
I apologize, folks. We Blazers have it 1st and goal at the 6.
Dick, we're going to blame it on this standard that goes up between the window here.
I had to find out who made that catch because I was watching Shontavious, and I thought that's a horrible throw, but it wasn't to him.
Who made that catch?
Reggie Lewis made the catch coming across from the far side of the field.
We were looking at number 1.
Yep. 1st and goal now for the Blazers at the 6-yard line. My fault on that one. 43 seconds, clock's running. Blazers 1st and goal. Empty backfield with Craig. 5 receivers.
You might see him run it, Dick.
Play clock at 9 seconds. Now they bring it back into the backfield. Bring a man in motion to the far side. Going that way. Craig is going to be sacked at the 12. Blazers lose 6 yards on the play. Good play by number 33, LaRon Furr, a linebacker. He's big guy, 6'3", 235 from Columbus.
Well, you had everybody on the left side pulling, and he was going to run the ball to the left, but guess what? They forgot to block somebody before they pulled off. You know, we say sometimes plays just never develop.
Yeah.
That definitely did not develop.
11 seconds to go in the first.
On the offense, more than 4 in the backfield. That penalty is declined.
Blazers had an illegal procedure, our first penalty of the night. They declined it because of the quarterback sack. Reggie Lewis comes in for the Blazers. He's going to go on the far side with Shontavious. And we're going to have Gerald Ford and Quinn Robertson on this near side. 4 receivers, 2 each side, 1 running back.
Clock's
Second,
going to get us, Dick.
And that'll be the final play. We won't get that play off. Blazers lead at 13-7 going into the 2nd quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Wildcats 7. 2nd down and 12 for the Blazers to begin the 2nd quarter.
First play of the 2nd quarter. Craig wait for the snap, wants to throw for it, looking downfield, got a man, overthrows him in the end zone. Gerald Ford a little bit too high to be 3rd and 12. Actually, it's it's 3rd. Well, actually, it's 3rd and goal. Excuse me.
Craig's pass is incomplete, intended for number 19, Gerald Ford. That brings up 3rd down for Valdosta State.
13-7. Missed an extra point. Got it blocked.
Blazers on the left hash mark, going to go again 4 receivers. This play, they got a turnover interception. We have not looked good on this particular drive. Wants to throw over there in the corner. Got Gerald over there. Touchdown, Valdosta State. Gerald Ford, beautiful pass. Beautiful catch over there in the corner of the end zone. Just laid it in there perfectly.
And they're not going to say that he pushed off, I hope.
He was in front of him, Tom, so I don't think there's any way.
And they will go out on the kickoff and use the penalty, Dick.
On the defense, that makes it 19-7. And knowing Coach Dean, he's not going to go for two. You don't want to give up another point. So this to make it 20-7. The last extra point was blocked. That's 3 touchdown passes on the night by Craig. Snap, kick, good. We're good. 20-7. Blazer offense starting to click now. I think they've scored it 3 straight times now. That came off a turnover. 20-7 on a beautiful pass to Gerald Ford, just right over the defender. There actually was a pass interference on the play, but Gerald made a nice catch. The Blazers playing well right now. Just need to keep the pressure on. There's a little line drive kick, and it's going to be returned from the 1-yard line, coming up the home side, and that cuts toward the far side. Theseus misses him, and then he's going to be tackled back there by about 4 Valdosta State Blazers. Theseus Jackson turned him around. We had 16 in there. Jordan McNair
got down there, Dick.
And I think 21 for the Blazers. Dominic Wheeler probably might have been there. So good coverage for the Blazers. They stop him at about the 15.5-yard line.
Dick, Ed, I'm glad to see Jordan McNair. He's come back with a good attitude, and he hasn't complained. I mean, he's just trying to contribute.
Here comes Fort Valley State. They came out on fire, scoring that first touchdown. And Blazer fans are a little disappointed, but their team has turned it on, scored 3 touchdowns. The only flaw was the 1 missed extra point on the second TD. So here comes number 7, Antonio Hinton out. He's got 2 backs, 1 behind him, 1 beside him. 1 receiver far side, 2 on the near side. They're going to run it off the left side. No! What a play out there by Valdosta State. 58. And that's Charles Morton. No, it couldn't be. It must be 56, Tom. Linebacker Brandon White. Morton's the long snapper.
Yes, there you go.
Brandon White, a senior from Stone Mountain.
You know, we're getting older doing this, you know that. Eyesight.
Yep.
You still have hair. I have none.
So it's going to be second down and about 14 it appears. Just underway in the second half, or second quarter. Blazers leading. Wants to throw, forced out of the pocket, throws low, and it's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and remain at 13.
And I tell you what, Dick, number 56 made another great play. Then Brandon White, without getting pass interference, stuck his arm around and knocked the ball down.
So now they've got to get it out to their own 26-yard line to keep the drive going. 14:01 to go in the second quarter. Blazers trailed 7-0. They've scored 3 straight times. The last one a touchdown off of an interception. Antonio Hinton went back. 3 receivers, 1 far side, 2 near side. He's looking over the middle, wants to go deep, looking to go deep, throws, and almost intercepted, then caught for the first down. Off the fingertips of Valdosta State, gets it to the Blazer 41-yard line. That was number 87, Marquavius Trice, a tight end. Good job from Tim.
I guess it's good enough for me. But Dick, that was nobody's fault really there. I mean, that's just a tip that happens. The guy went up, and the guy happened to be in the right place at the right time.
But that gives them some momentum at their own 41-yard line. 13:40 to go in the first half. Valdosta State 20, Fort Valley 7. Want to keep them down a little bit. They're going to run towards the home side, try to get to the corner, and he'll pick up about. There's a flag. I think that's going to be on Fort Valley. I think there was a hold against the Blazers.
You mean?
I mean against Fort Valley.
And I thought he pushed him in the back, but that's
block in the back or a hold or something.
Holding. Good job.
On the offense.
I usually don't see those things straight at
10
you.
yards from the previous spot.
What now?
I usually don't see those kind of things.
That's pretty good.
I'm just sorry Tom's not on the sidelines because we can't pick up the crowd noise. And
it is some noise.
We can
Ed,
hear
you were
a little
down there.
bit.
The crowd's pretty into it. The students, for sure.
Maybe somebody let me know if they could hear any noise other than us talking up here. A lot of people consider me and you talking just noise.
That's true. But we enjoy it, don't we?
Yeah. As long as our athletic director is okay, we're okay. Here's a 1st and 20, 20 to go in the first half. Blazers lead at 20-7. Wants to throw, does throw, and throws incomplete.
Oh boy, number 46 absolutely said hello to the quarterback.
Pass is incomplete, intended for
Don't want to say too much. Just make the play, Tevin, there, and walk back to the other side of the football.
I won't tell you where he is from. Mary Parsons of Forsyth, Georgia. I picked my boys up there yesterday, flying in from. I met my brother there, and I got there. Had to have 2 hours to spend in Forsyth. Ask me anything you want to know about Forsyth, Georgia.
13-14 to go first half. Blazers 20, Fort Valley State 7. They got 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side of the field. Looking, wants to throw. He does throw.
And he got hit by Tyler Josie and number 74, wore the quarterback out. He's tired of getting hit already, guys.
So it's 3rd down. And you say the pass is offline. Well, they're offline, like Tom said, because he's getting a tremendous amount of pressure. The Blazers have been able to get pressure on him that they did not in that first quarter, or the first part of the first quarter.
First 2 series. 3rd and not quite a taxi ride, as that guy told us in Camden, but a long way.
1 man, 4 receivers, 2 each side of the field. Blazers got to keep him from getting 20 yards. Wants to throw, forced out of the pocket, looking, throws over the middle of the field, intercepted by Valdosta State. That's Clarence Holder. He's got some room at the 50, still on his feet at the 40, 45, the 35, the 30, cuts inside to the 25. Lance Holder with the interception. That's the 2nd interception on the 2nd straight series. I believe the last one was an interception.
And Dick, a lot of this is the pressure. I'm telling you, give that defensive front. They're putting pressure on the quarterback. He's having to make some decisions he probably wouldn't normally make.
Well, I'm just informed by my wife that there is no noise other than me and you.
Well, she's been saying that to us for about 25 years.
12:55 to go first half. Blazers 20-7 have it at Fort Valley State's 26-yard line. And in the lineup is Cedric O'Neal, running back, freshman. First time we've seen him, I believe, this year. They're going to go under center this time with Craig. Got another back offset. Now they change and put a tight end on the left side. This is a relatively new formation. Going to hand it off the right side, trying to get to corner. He turns the corner 20 and made a good run there at about the 20-yard line, maybe just a little bit inside the 20. First time we'd seen Cedric O'Neal, 5'11", 197, a freshman from Dublin.
And Dick, you know, it's great for us, Ed, to call freshman and sophomore because, you know, we're going to lose a lot of players after this season.
Holding on the offense, number 38.
Holding on the offense, Dick.
10 yards from the spot of the hold. Be still first down.
Still a first down, though.
First down and about, 16, 15?
Back to the 30-yard line instead of inside the 20?
Could be.
That's only the 2nd penalty, I believe, today. Graham Raleigh into the lineup. I think it's the first time he's been
Griffin Raleigh.
Griffin
and
Raleigh.
He might get a catch, too.
Remember, Tom, it's Raleigh.
Oh, yeah.
Like R-A-W.
I call him Griff.
Yeah.
Okay? Just call him a nickname.
Raleigh. 2 guys each side of the field. First down and 14 for the Blazers. They're back in the shotgun. Cedric O'Neal looks like remains in the lineup.
I don't see a flag. I see the officials all waving at each other, waving hands, doing something. 2 of them are dancing.
Graham Craig with 3 touchdown passes here in the first half. After the penalty, the Blazers are 1st and 14. Good throw. Wants to go down towards the end. There's Quinn down there. Tipped away and almost intercepted. Incomplete off of Quinn Robertson's hands. And almost a great diving catch here by DeJuan Williams. Be 2nd down and 14 for the Blazers. 12:02 to go in the first half. We intended to interview Dr. McKinney at halftime and his wife, Daisha. And but they're presenting the National Championship softball team their rings tonight, and he needed to be on the field, so we'll try to get him either in Arlington, Texas, or at our next home game in 2 weeks against West Alabama. 2nd down, 14. Blazers a tight formation, only 1 receiver outside the box. They're going to run off the left side, trying to turn the corner, trying to get to the corner. Stops, cuts back against the grain. He's got some room at the 20, the 15. Butts into one of her own guys, gets down to the 6. What a great run from Cedric O'Neal, the freshman.
Boy, and you see the big lineman going down the block, doing the job. They were going downfield. In fact, we did it too good, Dick.
Tom, he stopped coming towards the sidelines and cut back diagonal And it's 1st and goal for the Blazers at the 5:11:45 to go. Here comes a big back, and now R.J. Davis, a 228-pound senior, sophomore, excuse me. Boy, Cedric O'Neal must have had a great week of practice, because we did not see him one time last week, I do not believe. They're going to go shotgun with 2 backs, 1 on each side at the 5-yard line. They're going to give it to 7 again. Another quarterback keeps it and takes it in. What a great fake there by our quarterback, Graham Craig, and the Blazers make it 26-7 with 11:20 to go in the first half.
Dick and Ed, I'm going to tell you the bad part about this. We keep doing what we're doing, and then after halftime, guess what? We still might lose more people.
Well, I hope not, because
yeah, the students have been staying. Students have been staying.
I'll tell you, I'm extremely impressed with Fort Valley State, Tom. That's Fort Valley State on the far side. It's not full, but it's as full as we see most games.
Yeah, but you take our band away, and it's a real good crowd. Good.
Kicks up, and it is good, 26-7.
20 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Valdosta.
Blazers lead at 27-7, 11:20 to go in the half. There's a kickoff, not a deep one this time, a high kick. Will be returned from the 8-yard line, coming straight up the middle, and that cuts towards the home side and just about broke clear, but a saving tackle there by Blazers 25.
Number 30 is going to get a penalty. He just ripped number 20's helmet off.
It was, is that Jason? That's the way you pronounce that? Jason Anderson.
He took number 20, and I don't know why they want to eject him, and ripped his helmet off.
So looks like Fort Valley, Tom says, may get 15. Reminder, the David Dean TV show you can see at 12 noon on WALB tomorrow. Coach Dean and I will be up and at the studio at 6:30 a.m. Sunday morning taping the show. And I told him it's been a long time since we've enjoyed getting up and being there at 6:30 or 7 o'clock.
On the receiving team, number 30. Half the distance from the end of the run.
On the receiving team.
First down.
That was them.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was them.
We're in black tonight.
Yeah, we're wearing black.
You mean 11-14? I'm just figured out what color we're wearing.
11:14 to go in the first half. 27-7. The Blazers, with after trailing 7-0, have scored 4 straight times. Wants to throw in the flat. Catch is not made. Right on the plays, Matt Pierce.
Quarterback again is getting up off the ground. We're getting to them, Dick, and you can see the body language of their offensive line. Those guys beginning to put their hands on the sides.
11 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. 27-7. The Blazers lead it. 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line for Fort Valley State. In the shotgun, he wants to throw, looking left, throws left, catch is not made off his fingertips. He drops it. Hit him right in the chest. That's number 2, Slaughter. He had the big 80-yard touchdown play. And forgot this game was on the webcast, and I don't think we said anything really bad, Bill. But last thing I said to Bill Munch yesterday when I picked the equipment was, are we on the webcast? And I said, and Tom and I need to shut up. He said, yes, please.
I make Bill nervous. Bill and I have had a love-hate relationship now for about 25 years since the pick-in.
27-7, 11:05 to go, 3rd and 12 for the Fort Valley State Wildcats. And there's a whistle, a timeout on the field. Third and 10 for Fort Valley. Here's the snap. Wants to throw the screen. Nothing there. Incomplete. Fort Valley be forced to punt the football. Boy, we had some great pressure on the screen. The person receiving the screen.
Hey, Thermidor.
Edwin Thermidor, a 299-pound sophomore from Tampa, Florida.
They've been trying to get him to do what he just did all spring.
Quinn Robertson standing right at the 50. They're going to be punting. They're going to receive the snap in the end zone. There's the snap. There's the punt. Maybe a return from Quinn. He's trying to get over there to make it and wait for the bounce. He gets it, tries to avoid a tackle. He avoids one. Looking for somewhere to go, stops, cuts out. Oh, they get him. A good tackle over there at about the 35-yard line by number 31, Cedric Rowe. That ball really carried. It was a great punt. And then it took a high bounce he had to wait on. By that time, the coverage team was down there. This is the worst field position the Blazers have had to start from in quite a long time. 10:48 to go in the half. Valdosta State 27, Fort Valley State 7. And the Blazer offense, which has been on a roll back in there, is Cedric O'Neal, freshman running back, who looks really extremely good on his first series. Blazers going to go 3 receivers lined up in an I formation and 1 on the far side of the field. Griffin Raleigh on that far side. Going to give it to number 7, and they tackle him this time, picks up 1 yard. Again, that's number 31, Cedric Rowe. He's made a couple of good plays.
Nick, I want to mention joining Blazers, support your Blazers by joining the V-State Club. Membership is only $100 per year. Entitles you invited to a monthly dinner with opportunities to mingle with Blazer coaches and student athletes. V-State Club members also have access to inclusive membership travel opportunities, plans to bus to both West Georgia and North Alabama.
Here we go, Tom. Here's the snap. Craig, he changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Blazers lead at 27-7. Clock's running, going to be inside 10 minutes on this snap. Blazers 2nd and 9 from our own 35. Looking out in the flat, got a man. Oh, it is intercepted. It's going to be taken back for a touchdown. Makes it 27-13. That interception by Boas Glenn of junior Dooley. And boy, that takes a little bit of the momentum away, gives them some back, 27-13. $36-yard touchdown on the interception, first interception for the Blazers this season, and not at a good time. Boy, we just had all the momentum on the Blazers side. And boy, you try to throw that deep out pass in good coverage, and he basically, unfortunately, threw it right to him. So this to make it 27-14 and get it back to a 2-touchdown game. They blocked an extra point. Let's return the favor here. Snaps there, kicks there, and right through there. 27-14. Fort Valley quietens the Blazer crowd a little bit, gets their folks up with the big interception return, 36 yards for the touchdown, makes it 27-14. 9:55 to go in the first half. Let's see if the Blazers can answer. Matt Pierce in the middle of the field has had some really good kickoff returns this season. Last week gave us a chance at the end of that football game with a big return. Now would be a nice time to take one the distance. They're going to kick it over to Matt at the goal line. Looking somewhere to go, nowhere to go, and he's going to go down to the 10-yard line. It was, I think, in the end zone, actually. So, momentum, you know, this the touchdown. Now they get the great kickoff coverage, and now the Blazers 90 yards away, and it's been a game of momentum. They jumped out on the Blazers quick with an 80-yard touchdown pass, and the Blazers responded with 4 straight touchdowns, and we're in command 27-7. Now it's back to 2 touchdowns, and they're in the lead again. So here come the Blazers. Let's see if they can get a drive going here in the backfield. He's had a good night. Cedric O'Neal, freshman from Dublin. Craig waits for the snap. They bring a man in motion. Inside, boy squirted through there and picked up good yardage, about 7-8 yards on that play. And that young guy is really running extremely well, Cedric O'Neal.
I think he's getting behind those 2 big offensive linemen. This surge, he's going to get 4 yards if he gets behind them.
Trent McGuire, fullback, 213, comes in the line. They're going to go 2 backs now. Raymond Raleigh on this near side, along with Diamante Ridley. And then on the far side, you have Graham Raleigh. 3 guys, receivers on this near side. Going to run it off the right side. Nothing there. And actually, the quarterback almost dropped the football. I don't think he did. So, Fort Valley saying they recovered a fumble. Let's see. Timeout on the field. Must be Blazer football. So all of a sudden the Blazers have struggled. They actually were about 3rd and 3, and now it's back to 3rd and 9. Jordan McNair
is in the game.
So the Blazers may have to throw for it here. select a new receiving corps. Got to get 9 yards for the first down. They blitz snap it. They're offsides. And Eddie's drill. That should be 15 yards, and it will be. That's going to give the Blazers a first down. Just poor judgment over there by Bernard Little, defensive tackle. They were offsides, and he just drilled our quarterback in the shoulder. That'll cost him 15, give Valdosta State a first down outside the 20-yard line.
8:33 left in the second.
Blazers lead at 27-14.
Play. Got a live ball. Defense offside, number 90. That's a 5-yard penalty. After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 90. At 15 yards.
That's
after the 5 yards was marked
That's a
off.
20-yard penalty.
Automatic first down.
Nick, I was traditional. Took the highest penalty here in Indiana.
So
one was a dead ball, personal foul.
I don't care who you are or what kind of player you are. If you're number 90, you're sitting on the sidelines with me for a little bit, and he is. I think 90 is off the field, and rightly so he should be, because he cost his team not only 5 but 25 or 20 yards.
Your third and hold them. They get the ball in good field position. Now we got a chance to go in.
31-yard line, first down. They got the screen out here to one of our receivers, DeMonte, trying to find somewhere. Doesn't know where to go. There's the flag that comes flying in from the field judge. That came in from the back, so it's got to have something to do, I would think, with the receiver. So all of a sudden, it's holding on Valdosta State. It would be 2nd and 10 or 1st and 20, I believe.
Just don't turn sloppy.
Well, the last couple has.
Holding on the offense, number 15. 10 yards previous spot. Still first.
Pedro Lewis must have gone out and held the guy.
Oh, he did. That's where the flag came from. So now it has been a little sloppy now the last series for the Blazers. Now, but it's still first down. It's 1st and 20. 8 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Blazers lead at 27-14. Valdosta State will get the second half kickoff. Fort Valley won the toss and wanted the football to start the game. Need to get a drive, get that momentum we had going. Wants to throw, getting pressure, and he's going to go down. They're getting some pressure on him now, Tom. They were not earlier. That's Cavius Trice, a linebacker, and loses 5 more yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 26. I mean, in the first half.
That's Edmund Kubla, Dick. I'm afraid.
We'll finish this thing up here, Tom. Again, ask the Blazer fans, a great way to support your Blazers is by joining the V-State Club. Membership in the V-State Club is only $100 per year. By the way, I have joined. V-State Club members are invited to a monthly dinner with opportunities to mingle with Blazer coaches and student athletes. V-State Club members also have access to exclusive members-only travel opportunities. And the V-State Club currently has plans for bus trips to both the West Georgia and North Alabama games later this season. And to join the V-State Club online, just visit www.valdostastate.org/V-State Club. 3rd short. Need 1 yard. Loaded up off the right side. Going to run for it and going to get the first down. Just short of the 50-yard line, and that's O'Neal again. So the Blazers have found their running back, Tom, with this young freshman. They had stopped Austin Scott.
This new rule, Cedric O'Neal, when the helmet comes off, you go off. Is that correct?
If your helmet comes off, unless it's ripped off of it, you have to go out for 1 play. That's a new rule in high school and college football. That's the first time I've seen it enforced. I don't remember it happening last week. Blazers had the ball at the 50, 6:20 to go in the first half, trying to extend that 27-14 lead. Griffin's going to throw this time, looking, forced out of the pocket, looking, just be careful, just throws it away, and that was a smart play. Quinn Robertson was over there. He saw there was nothing, Tom. He knew time was running out and got rid of it.
That's maturity. That's what we need him to do.
2nd and 10 at the just short of the 50-yard line. Clock stops at 6:07. Blazers had their back to the wall, and then we get a 20-yard penalty on an offside and a personal foul on the same guy. And then the Blazers get a holding penalty, and then we get a big run from our freshman running back, Cedric O'Neal. Need to keep this drive going, like to get some more points. O'Neal remains in the backfield. One back. Griffin's going to throw. Looking, wants to go downfield. Got number 1 down there. Can't get to it. Sean-Tavius Jones a little bit more towards the middle of the field than he was running. He was running more down the hash marks. He was open. And now it's 3rd and 10.
Had 3 steps on him, but the ball was not there.
6 minutes. Time remaining in the first half. Blazers 27 and Fort Valley State 14.
Dick got number 9, Troy Wolf, is 6'1", and Stretch is 6'4". He can leap to the top of the goalpost.
Need a big 10-yard 3rd down play here to keep this drive going. Gonna throw for it, looking, wants to go downfield again. Got a man down there, caught at the 10, the 5, touchdown, Sean-Tavius.
No,
Quinn Robertson. Quinn Robertson with the great catch.
Got a flag on the 31-yard line.
May come back, let's see. Down there, it's got to be between the two, the receiver and the defender is what they're going to call here, I believe. So let's see. Let's see. Pass interference on the offense. Touchdown comes back off the field. We'll go back and do the same thing again from the same place. Said he shoved off there, Tom.
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
maybe so, but the coverage is so tight, I don't know how it doesn't look like he was shoved off far. But probably used that hand, you know, the officials see that hand come out a little bit. Oh, actually, he's going to move the
Boy,
15-yarder.
well, there's that taxi ride for a first down.
And so that makes it 3rd and 20, or 25-yard line. So, boy, touchdown off the board. Quinn Robertson. Now the first down for the Blazers all the way down to their 40. We're at our own 34-yard line. Looking, wants to go deep again. Got a man there and overthrows him, trying to hit number 15, Reggie Lewis, on a fly pattern. Now the Blazers have to punt the football.
Number 15, Lewis.
I believe. Yes, it is. 4th and 25.
Tyler Rose was parallel on the sideline and was wide open. He threw it to Reginald Lewis, but the other guy was running over there with nobody else around him.
They got one deep man back there. Christopher Slaughter is a dangerous return man. He has an 80-yard touchdown pass tonight. High kick.
Good kick.
Good kick. Drives him back at about the 16-yard line. A lot of black shirts back there, and he's not going to go anywhere. He's down at the 14.
Boy, good kick, Dick.
49 was in there once, and that was Mantavius Rucker, and
I got that as a 50-yard punt.
possibly Dominic Wheeler might have been in there. 5.5 minutes to go in the half. Blazers 27 and Fort Valley State 14. The offense has slowed down. Boy, the Blazers they scored 4 straight possessions, and then they gave up the touchdown on the interception, the only turnover of the half and the first interception of the season on Valdosta State. So here comes their offense, which has shown they can be good. Antonio Hinton has been under lots of pressure tonight. 2 receivers far side, 1 not on the near side, and 1 back in the backfield. Hinton with the snap, looking left, those left, and what a catch out there. Picks up about 6 on the play. That was a nice throw and a nice catch over there by number 81 for them. Eric McCree.
51-yard punt, Dick. That's Sports Information Director just told us.
Clock's running, second down and 4 yards. Plenty of time on the clock. Timeouts, Fort Valley has 3 left. Shotgun again, looking this time towards the press box. We're forcing him out of the pocket. Wants to throw downfield and throws it incomplete. Just almost threw that one away. Good coverage.
86, 74, 45, Tyler Joseph, Dick, on just making the quarterback having to go force the ball.
Blazers with 2 interceptions tonight. Fort Valley with 1. They returned theirs for a touchdown, but I believe we scored touchdowns after both of the interceptions.
Yes, we did.
You can actually be able to read about the game tomorrow. And Ed Hooper up here with us every week. And Valdosta Daily Times will have full coverage of this game, probably with some pictures of me and Tom not the game itself.
Yeah.
Inside 5 minutes to go, 27-14. The Blazers lead it. They want to throw. They do throw, and I think it bounced, did it?
They called it.
It did bounce. And it's going to be 4th down. I thought it bounced. The guy on the far side didn't see it. The line judge on the near side did see it. So they should punt the football here on 4th and 3. 4:51 to go in the half, 27-14 the Blazers. Have we found a halftime guest? I mean, a real halftime, not Ed Hooper. I mean, he's all over Twitter. He's all over Facebook. He's all over everything. Need a big return here.
That
and
kicks it good.
Quinn's just going to let it go. Boy, that's a booming kick just outside the 20.
20-yard line, Dick.
I think he averaged like 45 yards last week punting the football. And he's the kid I can't even pronounce the name. I mean, Justin Rosenbaum, but Justin Rosenbaum is, I'll have to probably spell this, is from OWOSSO, Michigan. So I would say Owasso.
Dick, why didn't you just pull a Tom Odom, just say he's from Michigan? You wouldn't have to go through all this, put yourself through all that turmoil to try to pronounce the name wrong and get criticized.
Well, I just wonder, how. Blazers now 1st and 10. Just going to be careful here. Just keep this ball the last 4 minutes and 43 seconds. If we can score, great. Don't do anything silly. Trying to run it with our new running back in there. He turns the corners. Austin breaks through across the 30, gets the 1st down.
Austin Scott, Dick.
Another freshman, Austin Scott. Blazer coaches always, Tom, over the years, minus a few, they like to use it back, then bring in that fresh one. And I'm still wondering if Theseus Jackson still has some slight injury problems because
he's not 100%.
But these 2 little freshmen have done well. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Clock's at 4:18. Want to throw. Slant catch made by, and he fumbles the football. Blazers just trying to fall on it, get it out of bounds. Boy, what a good play from Valdosta State.
23.
That was Austin on that one. The freshman Austin Scott and Shantavius fumbled the football, but it is a 1st down.
The recovery is made by number 20.
What a huge play that was.
Blazers.
You know, Stretch goes out there and makes that little juke move, and guess what? He's gone.
They got single coverage on him over here. Blazers 4 receivers. Going to run it. Trying to go inside. He breaks a tackle. Turns it to 50 at the 40. O'Neal at the 30, the 20. O'Neal to 10. O'Neal to 5. Touchdown, Cedric O'Neal.
Dick, I see no flags. Good
That
job.
goes 57 yards for Cedric O'Neal, a freshman from Dublin. Just looked like a routine play trying to get to the corner. Boy, he's got some speed. And that makes it 33-14 with 3:55 to go. In the first, 3:55 to go in the first half. This to make it 34-14. That's the first non-passing touchdown, I believe. No, it's the second one. Our quarterback ran in for 1. Snap's good, holds good.
Good.
Did you notice they've made no effort to rush that time?
They didn't even rush.
The point attempt is good by number 89, Daniel Anderson.
Blazers lead at 34-14, 3:55 to go in the half. There's a good deep kick right to the about a yard in the end zone, and he stepped on the line. I thought he stepped on the line with that front foot, but referee, good friend of Wes James, was right there. I swear I saw that right foot. Of course, he was only about, what, 300, 400 yards closer than me.
Yes. Dick, let me give you some good news from Ed Hooper down here. He's saying that they're getting a tremendous amount of hits on Facebook. It's very positive about the way the Blazers are playing tonight.
Good.
All the web pages? Oh, okay. I don't understand. You and Dick, I don't have a clue.
I don't either.
I don't have a Facebook, Spacebook, whatever you call it.
I tried to use Twitter last week. Now
Twitter.
I don't know how to
Tweeter. I have no clue.
3:54 to go. 1st and 10 for Fort Valley State. Blazers lead at 34-14 in the first half, late. It wants to throw, wants to screen. It's not there. Just wants to throw it away. And boy, then he's drilled. The ball's on the ground. Incomplete, though. Missed the number, I believe. Was that 96 that hit him like that? Brandon Green?
Brandon Green, Dick.
I thought maybe it was one of the safeties or the corners, safeties, or not the safeties, the corner that came in and drilled him. 3:47. They wanted the screenplay, but the Blazers had that covered perfectly. And their quarterback has been under a lot of duress most of this game, Antonio Hinton. He's a big kid, too, 6'2", 230, played for Chris Hatcher at Georgia Southern. There's a snap. Wants to throw. Wants to go downfield. And, man, Pierce makes the interception at the 42. Man, had it, dropped it, and picked it up.
And number 73, Dick. Number 73, Hunter Crumley just crushed the quarterback again.
Man, that's the third interception of the night for the Blazers.
Dick, unfortunately, eventually what will happen here, if we were going to score again, it would drag a little bit.
So here comes the Blazer offense. It's really been playing well, and it's been a mixture of we're not able to run early on. The passing game was on. Then you bring in the freshman Cedric O'Neal. He makes some great runs. Austin Scott comes back in and makes a couple nice runs. And so we Blazers sort of have both things going right now. 1st and 10 from Fort Valley's 47-yard line. 3:41 to go in the half. We'll keep throwing the football. Wants to go deep downfield. Got a man down there. Almost intercepted and through the hands of Reggie Lewis. Reggie went through the hands of the defender. Another 2 yards, and that's another touchdown.
Hey, Swede, Dick, and I love you too, man. I'm glad you're listening up. Where is he now? He's in Washington, D.C. And we got people in Afghanistan listening to us, Dick. I meant to tell you that. Some guys from out of Moody are listening. So,
I formation for the Blazers in a shotgun formation still. 2 backs right behind your quarterback. Craig going to draw play. Oh, what a good play. And O'Neal drilled that time. And good play by number 33 for them, Laurent Furr. And I don't think you do that, though, when you make a great play like that. No, you're down 3 touchdowns.
Right, because you're down 3 touchdowns, and then what you're going to do, he's going to miss a tackle in a minute. We're going to score a touchdown. He's going to feel stupid.
Quickly, Blazers get the play off. They want to throw it. Throw down there. Got number 1 down there. Makes almost intercepted again. Just underthrew it slightly that time. Shontavius Jones, I thought it was intercepted. So the Blazers squandered that interception, and we'll have to punt the football with 3:05 to go in the first half. Blazers lead at 34-14.
Dick, the difference there, if Shontavius stretches inside instead of behind him, he goes up and makes the catch.
Might want to try. Number 2 just sort of has that scary thoughts in my mind when he's back there. Number 2, Christopher Slaughter, 6'3", 180, a senior from Peach County up there at Fort Valley.
Get rid of it.
High kick. Boy, that's a great kick.
He's kicking the ball.
You shouldn't try to catch that one. And that goes into the end zone, and that's fine. 2:58 to go. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Number 89, Daniel Anderson.
Blazers 34 and Fort Valley State 14. Valdosta State trailed 7-0, scored 4 straight times. They missed an extra point on the second touchdown. Have had 3 touchdown passes and 2 running plays, one by the quarterback, and then a long run from Cedric O'Neal, a freshman. I assume he's a true freshman. 5'11", 197 from Dublin.
Still 2:58 in the second quarter, Rock.
It's
20-point lead.
Seems like
And they
there's a
just
flag.
that's that illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution. That's going to cost them 5.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Seems like it's been a long first half, but I don't know. It's an hour and a half. That's
This is almost 10:30.
no, it's not almost 10:30.
Somewhere it is.
About 8:25.
If you were playing rugby in Europe, it'd be closer.
2:58 to go in the half. Blazers 34 and Fort Valley State 14. We'll try to find somebody to talk to at halftime, so Tom and I will get a fist fight up here being together like this. Throw it out in the flat. They got a guy out there. We got a lot of black shirts, and it's going to lose yardage. Guys that lose 9 yards on the play. Bunch of Blazers back out there. And the number we've called several times tonight, Tevin Davis, I think he had a pretty good game last week too. So
I think we got 2 timeouts, and
if we stop, well, probably won't rush it, but if we stop him here, Coach might take a timeout.
I certainly think we're going to try if we can to put some more points on the board before halftime.
Second 19, clock's running at 2:27. The Blazers will get the second half kickoff as Fort Valley wanted the football to start the game. Man in motion. He looks out to him. Now he's looking over the middle, throws over the middle. It's going to be almost the interception. Our guy was just that better wait for the interception.
Yeah, that's true.
That was
34.
That was Isaiah Gresham,
Was it?
42. He was just sort of waiting for it, and the guy just was able to get his hands on it to tip it away. Now it's 3rd and 19.
And that helped us, that stop clock.
With 2:13 to go.
But boy, we've seen games with that extra point hurt us in that field goal we didn't get.
Last
didn't
week.
put points up. Last week being one of them. Dick, our defensive line is playing just
well.
a whole different league than it was last week.
They need a whole bunch here. Wants to throw, of course, looking, wants to go downfield. He's got a man out here, makes the catch, but he's going to be, well, not well short. He's going to be a couple yards short.
The pass is complete for 81.
And picking the quarterback up off the ground again. He is getting blistered back there.
They will be forced to punt the football, and they have a tremendous punter.
The Wildcats are short of the first down marker on the completion. It's now 4th down.
We're just not going to use any timeouts right now. We're going to let them kick the ball. And
4th down and 2 for Fort Valley State.
I think if we go down and get a field goal even, that kind of offsets that 1 point.
This kid here has boomed the punts all night. I like to see Quinn get a chance. He's not going to take any chances with this lead. And just like that one, he's just going to get away from that football, and that happens what does happen. It goes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line, actually. Minute and a half to go in half, 34-14, Valdosta State. And
2 timeouts.
you know, Blazers normally don't like to sit on it, so it'd be interesting to see Coach Dean with a minute and a half to go and 2 timeouts want to take any chances or just knowing we're going to get football to start the half. It's 1st and 10 from the 22. That's he's an outstanding punter. A kid from Michigan that I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
The city. I still think that's correct pronunciation.
Nah, whatever.
Going to remain in shotgun. Got 4 receivers, and I think Cedric O'Neill's in there. He's had a big night running the football. We move, I think. We moved on the offensive line. I think that's the first penalty procedure, or maybe the second on 2 penalties this year on the offensive line.
False start on the offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty.
Big coup.
Maine's first down. Clock will go on the snap.
So it's be 1st and 15 now. Clock's running, 1:29.
It's different when I don't. I'm used to hearing crowd noise down there.
Quarterback Craig taking his time. Wants to throw. Now he wants to run. Now he throws it downfield. Got a man down there. Quinn trying to make the catch, and it's intercepted. Just really, again, I don't think, 34-14, minute 19 to go. So Fort Valley has the ball, decent field position at their own 48-yard line. 2nd interception of the night. And Craig comes limping off the field a little bit. Shoulder jersey sort of ripped off the top of his show pad. But the Blazers just minute 19 to go, and Fort Valley's in good position right here. Need to continue to put some pressure on them. We had a late touchdown, if you remember, last week in the first half that turned out to be significant. Antonio Hinton He's been throwing all night. Wants to go deep downfield over the middle, and a good catch there. Oh, is the ball out?
Ball's out.
Incomplete. Or are they going to say catch?
No, or did they say catch?
No, they're going to give him the catch at the 36.
Heard Wallace all the way down here.
34-14, minute 4, going to be inside a minute on this snap. They've got 3 timeouts, so they don't have to be in a huge hurry, but they don't want to waste too much time, and they are 17-16 on the play clock. Blazer defense going to get us a stop inside 50 seconds. Looking to throw, wants to go deep, hit just as he releases the football, intercepted by Valdosta State.
Matt Pierce.
Matt Pierce, that's the 4th interception of the night, and I'll bet you $100 we take a knee right here 2 times. That's the 4th interception night, but he was hit on just as he started to throw it.
Yes, he did. Dick, another guy that's listening to us is Adam McDonald, Ed Mac. Where's he now? He's got Fort Myers.
Yeah, he's do play-by-play for one of the baseball teams.
He did a good job when he was here. Swede did a good job when he was here, and we got one that passed away. He did a great job was here.
Yeah. Well, if we could get the new guy to do a great job.
I know if we could get Hoot
to get to their level.
Yeah.
Adam McDonald actually never sent me a thank you because I basically taught him how to do broadcasting for baseball, and he's never said thank you.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Adam. I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Not a thank you note.
No, I'm sorry you're listening, Adam. Lord have mercy.
We're in the shotgun. 41 seconds to go in the half. And going to run the football. Just hang on to it. There's O'Neal. He breaks clear, fumbles the football. They pick it up at the 26 or the 26-yard line with 33 seconds to go in the half. The Blazers fumble it. And he almost had the first down, I think.
I think he did have the first down.
So here we go. 33 seconds to go in the half. And Blazers are doing everything possible this second quarter, the end of this half.
The end of the second quarter.
To get them in the end zone. 34-14 with 33.1 seconds to go. Give him credit. That's a good hard hit and just knocked it out of the freshman's hands.
And they have 3 timeouts, but I don't know if you're going to be able to use them all.
The game, they've had 4 passes or 4 interceptions. Blazers a couple of fumbles, I believe, or 1 fumble and 2 interceptions. And you give a team too many chances, it's hard to continue to stop them and stop them and stop them. 4 receivers, 3 far side, 1 near side. Of course, they're going to throw. He's looking. Quarterback's going to run it to 25, to 20, to 15. He dives down to 16. He's short of the first down at the 15 is where they're going to spot it. The clock continues to run.
They have not called their timeout. It's night. They ran 7 seconds off, Dick, before they used one of the timeouts.
So we'll just keep it right here. With 19 seconds to go in the half. And Blazers with a 20-point lead, but that sounds a lot better than giving up a late touchdown here, even a field goal. We have made some mistakes here in this second quarter, and I think both interceptions were maybe ill-advised passes. 19.5 seconds to go in the half. Blazers lead 34-14. Crowd's pretty good. The weather has been great.
And some people come in, Dick, after the weather settled down.
And Fort Valley State, thank you, boy. You have a nice crowd over there. And they came out on fire in that first half, and Blazers offensively could get nothing going. And then after they scored that touchdown, the Blazers right back with a big touchdown and have dominated. But now the defense is going to be challenged again. They're going to come out with all wide receivers, empty backfield. It probably looks like they're going to have 3 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near side, and a little quarterback run had us fooled there for a second. He picked up good 9 yards. 19.5 seconds to go. They've got 2 more timeouts. It wants to throw, want to get pressure on it, throw to the end zone, incomplete. Boy, had the guy there, he threw it too high. Tried to hit his wide receiver on the slant, and if he throws it down, Tom, I believe that's a touchdown.
Might be a touchdown.
That was Tony Davis, a big, tall, 6'3" wide receiver, tight end actually.
Big Chris Pope. We haven't called his name a whole lot.
No, that was Slaughter. No, we haven't.
But he just let the guy know that had you caught the ball, I was going to hurt you.
Here's 3rd and 1 for Fort Valley. Keep the drive going with 14.7 seconds to go in the half. Valdosta State 34-14. leading Fort Valley State. Same formation, looking over the middle, forced out of the pocket, trying to run. He's got some room at the 15 to the 10 to the, and he falls at the 9 with 6.2 seconds to go.
Dick, we've had good coverage downfield, and what he's done is come up in that seam.
They're probably going to call the timeout here. You would think they'd be foolish not to. Now, can you get off another play? If you don't get it, still kick a field goal, or are you going to try to go ahead and get it in the end zone?
I don't think got time, Dick.
He's got his whole offense is over there on the sidelines, and our coach has got the defense on our side. 6.2 seconds. Blazers just trying to keep them out of the end zone. They're going to keep the offense on the field. You could get 2 plays if this one didn't last too long. But remember, again, I just go back to last week when we gave up that late score in the just before the end of the half, and that turned out really to be the difference in the game. So let's see if the Blazer defense can make another stop here with 6.2 seconds to go. Blazers have intercepted 4 tonight. The quarterback has hurt us with his running here tonight on this drive in particular. He hasn't hurt us otherwise, but he's kept the drives going. First and goal, that really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is keep him out of the end zone, maybe force him to kick field goal. There's a snap. He looks, wants to throw there. Incomplete. 3 seconds. Well, they got time for one more play. That play was not going to get in the end zone anyway. Almost wish he caught it.
Dick, you talk about hurting. Ed Hooper just walks by, and I felt this thing crush my thigh. Look at the lens on that camera.
There.
What's that thing weigh? About 30 pounds?
3.2 seconds. They got it back in the backfield. Now they got 3 receivers all bunched together up close. The Blazers are going to call timeout. Blazers called timeout on that one just to be sure defensively, and thought the fans scattering a little bit, so I can't tell it's raining. But boy, the umbrellas and the rain jackets and everything came on real quick. But I don't see the rain. So here we go. 3.2 seconds, 34-14. The Blazers lead it. Fort Valley's trying to take advantage of a fumble, get it into the end zone here. Probably this could be the last play of the game. Now they're going to again have 3 receivers on this near side, 1 on the far side of the field.
Let's go Blazers!
Wants to throw. He does throw. Incomplete. Hits the ground, and that's it. They didn't get in. The clock runs out. No time left. And the Blazers defensively make the stop. We'll go into the half. 34-14, Valdosta State. So here we go. Matt Pierce in the middle of the field. And Matt's hasn't had a chance tonight, but he had a couple of good returns last week up in Michigan when we made that trip. Here we go. Second half's underway. It's a good deep kick, and it's going to go into the end zone, and we'll start off 1st and 10 from our own 25, I guess. And I do just got a text. I want to say hello to my family in Utah, and my daughter Jessica saying that not many people are listening to Blazer football in Utah, but the Chris Rocky family and Jessica and Madison and Trevor and Mia and Kendall all out there listening to us tonight. Maybe not all of them.
Dick, they're probably listening to me.
Probably.
Hey,
But,
Trevor.
We want to say hello to them and love y'all. Here we go. Blazers going to come out in the same formation. 4 receivers, 1 back, 1 behind our quarterback. Lewis in motion. They're going to give it to our little running back. He squirts through at the 30, 31-yard line, and that is number 23, Austin Scott, the little guy who started the game back in there. And I think the Blazers would like to run the football this second half and see if we can eat up some time and some yardage and some time and get some points on the board. Just underway in the second half with that 34-14 lead. Ben Robertson, Shantavius Jones on this side. On the far side, we have Gerald Ford, and then Austin Scott lined up right behind his quarterback. They're showing just that 4-3 defense. Nothing fancy. We send it back in motion to the right side. Going to run it against that and away from that. Get the first down across the 35 to the 37, and that's Austin Scott again.
Dick, they get in there behind 647 pounds of linemen on those two linemen, not counting center, not counting the end. You and I could find a hole. When they're firing off the line, you and I ought to get 2 or 3 yards behind them.
Got Matt Mezek, a sophomore in there, just came into lineup. He's from House County. Blazers with the first down at our own 37. Under center with 2 backs now. Give it to tailback. And he pushes forward. Well, he doesn't get much. Got
a couple yards.
A couple yards almost. Just a little basic play right there.
Probably went to the locker room. Said, guys, let's go out there and show them we can do it. Let's drive it down the throat.
It's raining hard, but we can see the rain out the windows.
What are you doing tonight? What's going on after you leave here?
I'm going up probably to bed.
That's exciting.
Reggie Lewis in lineup. We were real tight with our receiver, except one receiver out here on the side. But run it again, trying to get to the corner. He does turn 45-46, about a yard short. Not even a yard short of the first down, I don't think. And that was Austin again, Austin Scott. Got a good little two-team tandem going tonight between Scott and O'Neal. Both of them freshmen. One of them, I think, a true freshman, the other redshirt. I'm not sure if O'Neal, I think he's a true freshman. It's 3rd inches for the Blazers. Craig's going to go under center. This is what we want. Just get the first down here and keep the drive going. And we do have the first down, and not by dang much there, but I got it.
Oh, we got 4 more fresh downs.
Don't matter how much it is, and that is a first down. The clock's at 12:47. Stopped while they moved the chains.
You know what? I remember when Swede and Adam and Ed, we've been doing it a long time. I remember when they were red shirts. Remember, red shirt announcer, red shirt TV people, red shirt everything. But Hooper, you got to sure to have an attractive girlfriend. Can I say that over there? Okay, I just did.
Graham's.
I guess y'all still together. I'd hate to say that, and she's dumped you.
Here we go. Have a direct snap to Reggie Lewis.
Oh man, come in.
And it gets across right at the 50-yard line. A little, I guess we can call it the T-bow. I wonder what I don't know what the Blazers call it. But had Reggie Lewis on a direct snap to him on that play. He picks up not much, but at 3 yards.
Dick, they feel like we've got people that you need to get the ball in their hands. Reggie Lewis being one of them. Quinn Robertson.
Reggie Lewis is from Forest Park, Georgia, North Greenville. Transfer. North Greenville they had a great season last year in Division II football. Had a good run in the playoffs. Graham Craig back in at quarterback. He's got the one back beside him, and Cedric O'Neal's back in there right now, I believe. Going to fake it to him. Now he's going to throw over the middle. Got a man. Catch is made at the 25, the 20, 15. Touchdown, Valdosta State. Gerald 42nd of the night.
That's what we've been looking for, Dick.
That's 52 yards. That's what the 4th TD pass tonight is, or 3rd. 4th touchdown pass of the night. Boy, that was well thrown. They've been eating them, Tom, and then just hit him with that, the only pass on this drive.
That's true, and Dick, that's what we were just saying. You've got to get the ball in these hands. We've got some guys that can do a lot after they catch it, and we did it then.
11 and a half minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. This to make it 41-14. His kick is good. Welcome back to the stadium. Blazers with a nice drive there. We'll give you the details in just a moment. Over 3.5 minutes. Kicks in the air. Going to be returned from about the 3-yard line, coming towards the Blazers sideline. We got people there. Going to knock him down short of the just over the 15-yard line. And some good hard coverage tonight by Valdosta State special teams. My battery died here on my recorder, so I think we missed Gerald Ford's touchdown on that, but we had plenty of other exciting plays here tonight. Tom can't get the batteries out for some reason.
Number 25.
So we'll try to get this in here before the game is over. That's the 4th touchdown pass of the night for Graham Craig, and that's the first time a Blazer quarterback has thrown since 2008, 4 touchdowns from your quarterback. So the Blazer defense, if they can sort of take over here and dominate like they did in this football game early on, or the whole half, they're going to run the ball this time, cut back against the green, gets to the 30, and the Blazers are there. Picks up about 3 on the play across the 20. Thank you, Tom. And
Still picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Clock will be inside of 11 minutes. It's at the 21-yard line, 2nd and 6 for Fort Valley State. Fake the run. Now they'll go hand off to the other back, and he's not going to go anywhere. He's hit First of all, by the Blazers, Kenny Murphy, a freshman linebacker, 244-pounder from Tattnall County.
And Dick, they've said they're going to try to, when we can, try to give some guys the experience, because down the stretch, it's a good chance we're going to need some of these guys.
And Andrew Lawrenceston got up just a little bit shaky, but he's staying in there. Looks like he was limping a tad. Those guys don't like to come out of the lineup. Here's big third down, 3rd and 4. I formation under center is their quarterback. Going to run it off the right side, and it's not going to happen. And they will have to punt the ball to Valdosta State. Blazers just clogged it up, Tom.
Yeah, and Dick, last thing they want to do is
they got a guy down on the field, offensive lineman.
And unfortunately, I'm afraid you're going to see this habitually. You're going to see this happen. They're big guys start, they look at the scoreboard and find some elements that not necessarily would be there.
That's a 345-pound senior, 6'4".
We hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
He's getting up. He's
got to be frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, the
Blazers lead at 41-14, 9:48 to go in the third quarter.
As he makes his way off the field.
And Quinn Robertson back there, and Quinn's probably disappointed he hadn't had a chance to return a punt tonight, because their punter averaged over 48 yards a punt in the first half. Our punter averaged over 45.
Right, he did good.
4th and 3 for the Wildcats.
But he's done a good job at keeping it away from Quinn Robertson.
I'm sure he's been instructed to do that if he could.
Snaps there. Okay, that's not a good kick this time. Maybe get a good bounce so he can get a return. And he does. Avoids one tackle, cuts inside, dives forward. Boy, he's mad at himself. There's a flag comes in late. That's probably going to be on Valdosta State. I tell you, I think officials really, and I'm sure it was a penalty, but you could throw probably a flag every single punt, return, kickoff return in the world if you wanted to.
Sure you could.
9 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. Blazers lead at 41-14. And you would assume it's going to be against Valdosta State, more than likely on a punt. Block in the back. Personal foul, who knows?
9:32, Dick, and I tell you, I'm like, I wish both teams would run the ball.
10 yards.
Go ahead and
Not much rain, just a sprinkle right now. So
First down.
it was a nice ceremony they had at halftime with our past president, Dr. Levy, and our new president out there,
Bill McKinney.
Bill McKinney, and athletic director, congratulating the girls as they got their national championship softball rings. And it's a neat thing to have. That's the first one for them, and you got to think there's going to be some more for that softball bunch.
I can tell you what, from what he told me about his recruiting and what's going on with him, he feels very good about his team coming up. Don't you think, Ed?
9.5 minutes to go in the half, or in the third quarter. Blazers have it 1st and 10 from our own 29. Put a big back in motion, set him on the right side. They're going to give it to the little back, and he's drilled this time in the backfield, and that's as Austin Scott. He had nowhere to go. Give those big guys on the front. Number 83, he's had a good night. I think it's Jaquali Johnson. Well, no, that's not him. I thought it said 83. Well, it is 83.
83.
I got him listed as a tight end.
Well, Dick, we actually were pulling people. Everything's coming left, and we pulled people, and the guy got in between the seam, has absolutely messed it up.
2nd and 14 inside 9 minutes on this snap. Austin stays back there in the backfield. 2 receivers each side, going to throw this time. Wants to throw downfield, and that's not going to happen. Incomplete. Tried to hit Quinn Robertson on the fly route down the far sidelines.
Greg's pass ball's incomplete, intended for
They're a little bit too far.
Quinn Robertson.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 14. This is what we don't really want to do, is to those 3 and outs, but you can't always get drives going. 5,298 people here tonight. I guess not bad. I thought we'd have probably 7,000, 8,000. Maybe if the weather had been pretty all day, would have happened.
Dick, I think the weather had a tremendous amount to do with it.
Blitz from the corner, and they got him. He's going to be sacked at the 20. Just came in untouched. That's number 17, Darren Furr. And he really enjoys celebrating his big plays when his team's down 27 points. I know it makes you feel good, but in my mind, you don't celebrate when you're down 27 points.
Well, you don't bring attention to yourself in a team sport anyway.
Yeah. So here we go. The punt team's out there. We need another big kick from Daniel Anderson. You know, if it was a 3-point game and you made that play, then I'll let you get a little excited if you want to. Daniel's standing at his 4-yard line. Need a big punt from him. There's a snap. There's the kick. Pretty good kick again. It's going to hit, though, and get a good bounce for the Blazers, we hope. across the 35 down about the 33. So that's a nice job. You know, it really looks like to me they're getting in there close to our punter.
Yeah, we got a block in the back, it looks like. Yeah, but they threw that mighty late, didn't he? And if them guys coming off the field, all of a sudden, the little yellow flag starts bouncing.
So let's see what the penalty is. 8:02 to go in the third quarter. Valdosta State 41 and Fort Valley State 14.
Turn and return. Legal block. In the back on number 1, the receiver.
Has to be a 10
yards
yard.
From the end of the kick.
10 yards on that kick, so that'll move the ball back inside the 25-yard line. First and 10, 8:02 to go in the third quarter, and the Blazers lead it.
Dick, I don't want to upset y'all a little bit, but it's 9:15, and I just saw the first little bit of thunder.
Did you?
And if we get too much of that, guess what?
Yeah,
they go to the locker room, and
yeah.
we're sitting here playing music back at the station.
But we'll stay right here because one year I sent it back to the station.
That's right.
And Ed's boss did not like that.
That's
so,
true.
Scott, if you're listening, we will be here regardless.
Yes, Scott.
8:02 to go in the quarter. First and 10 for Fort Valley at their own 24-yard line. Empty backfield.
Illegal procedure on them.
False start on the offense.
They've had a handful of, more than a handful of penalties in this football game.
Dick, we've thrown a little bit of confusion on that front line, the defensive line up there, and they're trying to figure out, and they're spending more time pointing and who's going to block who, which is good for us.
I think they had 10 penalties in the first half, possibly. They did. They had 10 penalties in that first half. That moves it back inside the 20 now. Empty backfield, put a man in motion on the far side, one on the other side. Low snap, he wants to throw, looking, forced out of the pocket, trying to get him. He's going to go, he breaks away from it, and then he just throws it and makes the catch, number 3 does, and has the first down. Heck of a job by the quarterback that time, giving credit. Tony Davis, a tight end, got open, but he was hit pretty good, Antonio Hinton was, but he didn't go down. And I believe that was one of our linebackers back there, and I might have been 48 because I think he had his head hanging down, that he didn't bring him down. I think it's O'Neal Cohen, the defensive end. Possibly is the one that hit him, but he didn't go down. It's first and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Blazers lead it. A little toss sweep, there's nothing there, I don't think. Well, he turns the corner and makes some good run there, about 4 yards, maybe 5 even. Now 3, the city ran out of bounds at 3.
But Dick, how would you like to be running back and look up and you've got a 280-pound guy chasing you down? I mean, still running step for step with you in the backfield.
I'll remind you again, if you go to vstateblazers.com and you can watch the webcast on this, you can listen to our play-by-play, watch the football game, and actually have the crowd noise. Bill pointed out to me that they have some mics out there. So clock's running. There's a flag and motion on them again. So they've made a bunch of mistakes tonight.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty.
I haven't heard from anybody that I know real well if they've tried that or not. Coach Dean TV show, you can watch that tomorrow at 12 on WALB and get the coach's comments about tonight. And his radio show Monday night at the Holiday Inn starts at 7 o'clock.
And Dick, they do a good job out there.
Do they? I haven't been. I may try to go tomorrow night or Monday night.
I want you go tomorrow night.
Well, it won't be by there. Here's we go. Play underway, throws, and intercepted. No, almost had it. That would have been his 4th or 5th tonight. Kenny Murphy had a chance. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Freshman out of Tatnall County.
6:49 to go. Haven't got an updated Georgia score. They were down 3-0 there at one point. It's now 3-3. Boy, Ed knows everything, I swear. He's just an amazing young guy.
I mean, look at all the things strapped to him. He has to wear an extra belt to have all these electronic devices on.
6:49 to go, 3rd and 14. Blazers want to stop right here. Throws over the middle, incomplete, and they'll have to punt it one more time.
Dick, I'm telling you, give the defensive line credit. I mean, they're making a guy have to do things in a hurry.
They are that. And Quinn Robertson's going back. Quinn, I just know he's just chomping at the bit to get a punt. He can maybe make something happen. I saw him look at the back judge there and wave his hand like telling me he's probably going to fair catch it. And he is going to he's going to get away from it. Hits on the 30 and crosses.
Start on the 23-yard line.
Georgia now leading 7-3 in that football game. So bad advice from the newspaper guy.
He didn't know which one of these electronic devices to look at.
6.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Blazers lead at 41-14 here in the third. And I like the Blazer offense to do what we did on that first drive. Get some good runs in and score a touchdown and continue to increase this lead here.
We still got a mismatch right here with Stretch and number 9, Dick. All he's got to do is get by.
Number 9, 6'1". One back in there again, O'Neal. Wants to throw the slant. He does. Picks up about 8 yards, 7 yards on that play.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald had a nice night.
And Gerald's a junior. Gerald's another guy that'll be coming back, hopefully.
That's a gain of 7 for the Blazers.
It's good to have him back.
Second down and 3.
Clock continues to run, which is what I'm enjoying as much as anything.
You're not enjoying my company in the booth, Dick? You hurt my feelings.
I'm enjoying the clock running right now.
I understand that.
Inside 6 minutes to go, 41-14. Gonna run it with O'Neal, and he cuts back looking for somewhere to go, cuts inside, and picks up a couple yards. He's shown some moxie. That's the word, moxie. I thought he was going to be tackled for about a 5-yard loss.
I'd have to pull out my thesaurus to see if that was the right word, Dick.
5.5 minutes to go in the game, 41-14. The Blazers with a bunch of points on the board tonight. Just want to keep the momentum going. Don't want to give Fort Valley any kind of hope here. Man in motion, Quinn Robertson. High snap. No problem with the hold there. And snap is high, and the play just got disrupted because of that. So the Blazers lose about 5 yards, or 4 or 5 yards on that play. Get 3rd and 7, let's say, inside 5 minutes coming up on the snap.
Well, Dick, the snap was high, and then it bobbled down around his waist, and he didn't have a chance to recover.
Well, actually, it's 4th down. My fault. Apologies. Daniel Anderson in the kick, and he's had an excellent night kicking. Anderson has had an excellent night kicking the football.
They get so daggone close, though.
They do. It really looks like they do. Snap's there. Coming pressure from the outside. Another good kick. He's going to fair catch it and make the catch. And they got a guy down. I've thought that all night. They've come close.
This looks like it from here.
His balls go straight up, and that was a good kick right there. They got an injured player down there getting him off the field. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Valdosta State leading 41-14. Just trying to, I think, manage this second half. We can score some points. Great.
We have an injured player, number 6, Javius Flynn. Let's give him a big round of applause as he makes his way off the field.
3-3.
My brother-in-law just said the Georgia game was 7-3. Tracy, you sent me bad information apparently. Pardon me? 10-3. Pass out in the flats, made, breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, still on his feet and gets the first down across the 41. Disregard, Tracy, I'm sorry. Inside 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Blazers with the lead. Actually, they're going to say he's about less than a half a yard short.
I'm glad to see Lance Holder jump up there. He was a little slow getting up.
Hinton, the quarterback. They're going to run it off the left side, and he'll get the first down and run out of bounds just short of about the 47-yard line. 46-yard line was 47. They've stepped it off. 3:55 to go in the third quarter.
41-14.
Blazers on the road this coming week. We'll leave out of Valdosta on Friday morning, fly to Texas, and spend the night there and play a football game Saturday in Texas Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys.
And fly back.
We'll be back early Saturday night. I'll run it again right up the middle this time, and they pick up some decent yardage.
Tackled by number 48, Dick. And that would be...
That's O'Neal Cohen, a freshman.
Actually, that's Montavious Rucker, number 49.
Quickly, the line of scrimmage, shotgun again. They're going to run it off the left side. They've gone to running game, and that will lose it about 2 yards, so it'll be 30, about 4.
56 in on the tackle?
Maybe 5.
Brandon White, senior out of Stone Mountain.
The tackle is made by number 91.
Inside 3 minutes. And they've sort of gone to the running game here, Tom, right now. I'm sure they're going to they're going to probably have to throw it here in a little bit, but they got two receivers on each side of the field. They remain in the shotgun. Antonio Hinton, the quarterback. He's a big kid, 6'2", 230. Wants to throw left. Looking, forced out of the pocket. Got a man wide open out in the flat. They had the first down, and he's hit hard right there at about the 40, short of the 40. And the last guy to get him was 96 for the Blazers, Brandon Green, 6'4", 242, a sophomore from Tampa, Florida, transfer from Youngstown State. They do have the first down.
He's coming off of both the shoulder pads, just a flop.
So they're moving the ball a little bit, but they're eating some clock up, and that's okay. Just let them eat some clock, and let's get another turnover. Quarterback keeper fooled the Blazers that time. At the 30, they don't hit him. He runs out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Good fake that time from Hinton. Faked it to his running back going to the left, and he kept it, and we had about 10 yards of untouched running. So they're down to Valdosta State's 30-yard line.
Jeremy Grable back in. We've been changing some of those linebackers, Dick.
2 minutes, 11 seconds. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play. Again, we won't be able to interview Coach Dean after the game, nor one of the Blazer players, which was our intention this year, to get them all after the game, and hopefully we'll get that fixed. Inside 2 minutes. Throws in the flat, catch made, tries to avoid a tackle. He does, and stays on his feet, and the coaches aren't going to like that. He gets down to about the 21-yard line.
He went out of bounds, Dick, or did they say they went out of bounds?
Now clock's running.
The monitor got in my way.
We're going to
helmet's off. He's got to go off the field for a play.
He's brought down just short of the first down marker. It's now
2nd and 1. Clock is, in fact, the clock has been running. They didn't notice it. I think it's been running. Inside a minute and 25 seconds. 2nd and 1. Hinton, look at those over the flats. Tipped in. Oh, wow. That would have been a pick six. It was tipped and couldn't get there in time, and that was 31 for the Blazers trying to make the interception. Ryan Smith. That was clear sailing. Now it's 3rd and 1. 41-14, Valdosta State in control of the football game, but it's been so long since we've won that it'll be control when we're 2 minutes and we're leading by 41-14 or worse, or if we're just leading. Here's 3rd and 1. We'll run for the first down, get the first down. He's at the 15, he's at the 10, runs out of bounds inside the 10, about the 9-yard line at 1:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's been a nice drive, best drive that they've had in quite a while.
It's a first down. First and goal inside the 10-yard line.
Still no hurry, Dick. I mean, they're just letting the clock run. There's 1:09 left in the 3rd quarter. I almost never say anymore with us a comfortable lead. I just don't know if it's such thing.
No, they're going to run off the. Now, quarterback keeps it at the 10, and a good play. I thought there was a flag came flying him. It was not. Good defensive play.
Quarterback's got to go off the field, Dick.
That's, I believe that was Lawrenceston again on the tackle, along with Chris Gaspari. And they will have to bring in their backup quarterback for one play. That's Chris Broomfield, 6'2" senior from New Orleans, Louisiana. 1st and goal. Clock's at 40 seconds. 2nd and goal. High formation, quarterback's under center, just going to hand it off, and he's hit right there and gets nothing. That's 46 for the Blazers on the tackle. Tevin Davis comes in for one play. And
handoff is given to number 4, Travis Brickson.
it's interesting, they put him under center rather than put him in the shotgun. Clock's running. They'll probably get one more play off here. Maybe not.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and goal at the 8.
Clock's at 13 seconds now. They'll get one snap here. Blazers lead at 41-14. And I don't think they're going to get another play off here unless they snap it really quick, which they will at 1 second. So the slant, it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 4th and goal. That's the final play of the 3rd quarter. Blazers lead at 41-14. They got to get it into the end zone. No, actually, they didn't get the first down. Excuse me.
They didn't get a first down.
No, they can't. What can they?
No, they can't.
No, they can't. That's right. It's 4th and goal. Wants to throw for it. Looking, throws. Got a man. He's hit. He's not going to get in there. He's stopped, and a good play by Valdosta State's.
Actually, number 3, Dick.
Number 35 and 3.
And 3.
The Blazers, so they stop, and the Blazer offense will take over That was Kaspari on tackle along with Trent McGuire. I'm not sure, no, 33.
The Wildcats are stopped short
Or
of
Jimmy
first
Grable,
down
excuse me.
marker. Blazers first down.
Dick Cedric O'Neal has 137 yards.
Yep. Said George is losing 10-9 now is what I'm hearing. I want to mention real quick that the Chi Omega sorority here in Valdosta State's having a blood drive week after next. They'll be promoting next week, and they have they call it Chicken Week. And last year when I was not at the Red Cross, they had like over 90 people come in and donate blood that week. That drive's going to be a week from this coming Monday. And I'm just announcing publicly that I will be meeting with the Chi Omega sorority tomorrow night at 9 o'clock to talk about the blood drive.
If you don't fall asleep having to get up so early to go do the David Dean show.
No, I'll be there Monday or tomorrow night, I promise you. I've never had a chance to talk to the sorority. Looking forward to it.
Be fun.
But anyway, it's if you're thinking about if you'd like to donate blood over there at the Donor Center on Bemis Road for the Chi Omegas, just do that a week from this coming Monday for the whole week. Blazers going to run the ball off the left side, and Austin, boy, fights for yardage and picks up, gosh, 5. He's not a big guy.
6 yards?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 on that place. Depends on the spot. But he's a strong young man. You got to like what you see with these two young running backs.
We had somebody else not playing today. Will?
Chaz
Number
Matthews.
84.
Chaz Matthews.
Yeah, Chaz Matthews, but number the tight end quarterback that
Gain 5 yards on
Will
the play.
Johnson.
41-14, the Blazers lead it. Just like I say, want to eat as much clock as we can. Don't make any mistakes, and a good defensive play in the backfield. We lose yardage that time, all the way back to this 4.
I think what they're doing, they're pulling the guards on the opposite side, and they're forgetting they got to slow down the guys before they get over there.
Loss of 7 yards on the carry. Third down
And again, I'm
12.
just going to mention, let's see, 8, 9, 10. That blood drive is the week of the 17th, Monday through Saturday. So the Blazers, just be careful down here. Don't make a mistake. It's 3rd and 12. Clock's running 13.5 minutes to go. Blazers lead at 41-14. He's going to throw out of the end zone. Throws the slant. Catches, makes the eyes on his feet at the 20. Gerald at the 25. Gerald cuts outside the far side to 30. He turns the corner to 40. Needs a block. Gets a block. They run him out of bounds all the way down to about the 50-yard line almost. What a throw. I mean, what a catch and what a run by Gerald Ford. What a night he has had.
Say again, that's what we've got.
He's limping off the field, too. Clock's running. What a heck of a play that was, Tom. We're punting deep out of our end zone. What a gutsy call by Robbie Brown up here in the press box. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. The Blazers at the 50. That was about a 45 or maybe a 45-yard play right there. Graham Craig, despite the 2 interceptions, has managed the team pretty well tonight. Pressure up the middle, avoids a sack, wants to throw, does throw, catches made it to 15, or 30, 35, to 20, 15, to 10, touchdown Valdosta State's Reginald Lewis, the 5th touchdown pass of the night for the backup quarterback, Graham Craig.
It's a 50-yard touchdown completion.
About a 50-yarder makes it 47-14. Got an injured player now.
You saw these guys did try to make a tackle. You saw the guy coming at him to build back on. He just absolutely stopped. So probably what took.
And this to make it 48-14. Well, give Graham 5 touchdown passes. We'll have to look that up. I've got that in my book somewhere where that record is.
And the injured player for the Wildcats is number 98, Deshante Glass.
That's number 98 for them.
Let's have a big round of applause for
Deshante Glass.
Deshante
He's
as he makes his way off the
5'8",
field.
weighs 330 pounds. That's, I mean,
That's me and you and Boot together.
I mean, that's, you
That's
know,
pretty huge, man.
yeah, it's almost not good. You almost hate to see that. Maybe he's pretty healthy, but that's way, way too much weight for somebody that size. You worry about those kind of people. Looking for the extra point here to make it 48-14.
Blazers.
Blazers totally in control of this game. Low snap, gets it down. Nice job by Justin Roberts. Kick is no good.
The extra point attempt is no good. There is a penalty marker on the play.
Offside, number 9 defense. Half the distance. Replay the extra point.
Anderson's extra point attempt is good. Your score with 12 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Blazers 48, Wildcats 14.
Back in Bazemore-Hyder Stadium, Blazers lead it 48-14. 12 minutes and 37. I'm trying to listen to Sean back here. That's the most touchdown since Willie Copeland in 07. That was our national championship year.
Southern OBGYN. Your support is vital to the success of Blazers student athletes.
Fresh jerseys in there.
On the field and
Blazers in control of the game, 48-14. By the way, we broke one too quick. There's a penalty on the extra point. Blazers got a second chance, and the second kick was good, so it's 48-14 as we start the final 12.5 minutes of the football game. Kick's going to be returned from the 6. Going to the far side of the field of visitors. So we got a lot of shirts over there, and they're going to sling him out of bounds over there. Good play out there. Theseus. And I'll tell you what,
He gets down.
you know, Tom, you would think he just likes to be out there. You know, you would think last year is a big part of the running attack, and now he's got 2 freshmen ahead of him. But you cannot tell him the way he's playing on special teams.
No, and the thing about it, you have to use his talent.
And I just like his attitude. He made that tackle. He jumped up excited, sprinted off the field. It's really good to see because, you know, a lot of kids would pout.
He doesn't. He is so fun. His mama brought some banana pudding by yesterday. He came in and asked, do we want to go taste it? So we had to go taste it.
I'm sure it was good.
It was good.
So it's 1st and 10 at about on the 20-yard line, 12.5 minutes to go in the game. Valdosta State leads it and is going to win this game. It's 48-14. Quarterback, got a new quarterback in there actually. And he is stopped, Chris Brumfeld, after about a 3 or 4 yard gain. And probably the thing to do because Antonio Hinton has taken a pretty good
He's been
hits tonight.
He has.
You know, this is early in their season. This is not a conference game for them. It's a region game, but it's not a conference game. And they want to be sure he's ready when they start conference play. It's second down at 6, inside 12 minutes to go. Little handoff off the right side, breaks the tackle, still on his feet. And he's run down. Our Blazers do not want to give up the touchdown. Justin Williams from Valdosta finally runs him out of bounds just short of the 50. I know the coaching staff would like to keep him at 40-14. And I think this football team would like to make a statement too. All the people who maybe lost a little interest in the Blazers last week after losing 2-8. The problem, if people weren't there, that was a heck of a football team. I don't care what you say that beat us last week. We should have won and could have won, but did handoff tackle at the line of scrimmage. But I just say people overreact after one game. And I know there was a lot of hype about this football team, but we see things tonight, even with your backup quarterback. Here's a kid that's thrown 5 touchdown passes. Now he's going to be on bench more than likely next Saturday. Caden Cochran is back if he's fully 100%. This is a good football team. Inside 11 minutes on this snap. Second and 10. Hand off and a bunch of Blazers in there. Going to just knock. He gets 1 yard maybe is all he's going to get. And I stopped giving numbers. Every tackle, there's 4 black jerseys on the ground.
Kenny Murphy in there, freshman out of Tatton.
We've called his name several times tonight. Absolutely. It's going to be third. They got nothing. 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 10.
This is a good feeling. We have not had this feeling in
you and I hadn't had it in
5
5
long
games.
time.
6 games, all last year.
Yeah. Yeah. 3rd and 10. Up the middle and miss him. He's got some room, going to run for it, but he's run down from behind by 96 for the Blazers. And that's Brandon Green, defensive end, those guy from Tampa. We've mentioned him a couple of times tonight. So they'll punt the football.
Brandon Green.
Or if Quinn might just.
That brings up 4th down for Fort Valley State.
Just fair catch it or what Coach Dean wants him to do right now. This point in the game, you can sometimes get unnecessary injuries. We're inside 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Blazers lead at 48-14. Good snap. High kick. Quinn's is gonna return it. Quinn's at the 15, the 20. Quinn's at the 30. Cuts to inside. They almost just stays on his feet. 50 at the 40. Quinn's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown. Kick, punt, return. For Quinn Robertson. What a run. Avoided some tackles, made a great catch. I think that's about a 90-yarder. 94-yard punt return.
That's a 94-yard touchdown return.
You do. It's in that neighborhood. I know that's close to a record. What a punt return for Quinn Robertson. Jamie, I know you got that one. I know we've had a lot of plays of the game tonight, so you have a tough one, but that's a neat one right there now.
Dick, you've been saying that's going to happen, that you can't keep holding him back.
He returned it. Wow. What a. You had to feel it, but I thought he was going to get bounced. Quinn Robertson had the record last year for 81 yards. The school record. He breaks that by 13. Kicks up and good, makes it 54-14. 94? 94-yard punt return, school record. Broke his own record from last year. According to Sean Reed, that's the 4th longest play of any kind in the history of Valdosta State football. There's a deep kickoff. He drops it back there, and he's going to have to run the end zone. He's at the 5 and go down at the 6. Blazers with 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and it's 55-14. I just made a bold prediction up here at the press box. There's a flag back here at about the 46 or 44. Blazers going to break their 4-game losing streak tonight.
I think you're okay. I think you're safe.
With 9:20 to go in the game, lead at 55-14, and I'm serious. Coach Dean Coach Hatcher is the same way.
Legal low block, number 28.
It's really hard to go there early in the morning and tape after the losses because we're not used to it. But Coach Dean and Coach Hatcher always do a very professional job on that. They're very honest about it when they analyze the video that you can see on the show. And you'll see this game tomorrow at 12 noon on WALB. And so it'll be fun tomorrow morning to go in and enjoy being there at 6:30 in the morning. 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line.
This is, Dick, mostly new numbers in there right now.
They're lined up in their end zone. Just going to run the football off the right side, gets it to about the 5-yard line.
You in town next week? Or you out?
No, I'll be around. I'll go Albany one day maybe.
Not going north like Macon?
No, I don't work there.
Also in Division I football.
Inside 9 minutes on this play. On this play right here. The Blazers lead at 55-14. At one point, the Blazers trailed 7-0.
Second down
and dominated since then. Run it again. Has a little bit of a hole. Gets to the 10, to the 13. Well, about
short of a first down.
About a yard or so short of the first down. It'll be 4th or 3rd down. And about 1 or 2. It's going to be half a yard, really. 8:40 clock's run. Blazers will win. Go 1-1 on the season. And it's going to make our trip and our excitement more fun as we head to Dallas, Texas next week on Friday. We'll hand off the right side, and a bunch of Blazers over there bring him down.
Number 30,
but it's, I know there's going to be a pretty good crowd of people from the area going to the game.
I think they've got 80 that are signed up to eat with the Blazers, and they got more than that.
First and 10 for Fort Valley State with me.
You're in anyway.
Inside 8 minutes to go in the game. Blazers lead at 55-14. They're just going to run it out. If they break something, so they did it right there for about 9 yards. to say there's a lot of
Davis Durham, sophomore,
tackle.
we got very few numbers that we've seen.
Fred Williamson, a junior, transfer from Georgia Military for linebackers in there.
2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats.
And handoff up the middle. They get the first down.
You got to think that their coach is looking up here and going, hey, you know, we give the ball back and they're going to try to score. I mean, you know, and it's going to be a 60-something. I mean, 60 or something. I mean, I think you're not going to see them doing a whole lots of long passes.
Well, they came in here very confident that they could beat Valdosta State this year after what they did at Delta. But it is, the rain is heavy now, and the people, I don't blame you, are walking out of the stadium.
They moved.
There's a flag. We're at 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go
False
in the
start
game,
on the offense.
they
Number
did come
75,
out
5-yard penalty.
very
Still
confident, very cocky is, I guess, the word to use. And Ed said there's a lot of Twitter stuff and other blogs about the demise of the Gulf South Conference after Valdosta State lost the first week. Handoff off the right side, gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Also seeing the lineup, Edwin Thermidor, who made a good play earlier in the game. 91, Doral White, the defensive sophomore from Stevenson.
Run clock, run, 6:38.
Valdosta State.
We just called a timeout because we've been changing so many people, Dick.
Number 15, Chris Brumfield with the keeper for the Wildcats.
Chris Brumfield, the quarterback, just runs for about 7 yards to make it 3rd and 3 or 4, right at, well, 3 yards, let's say, for a first down. We're at 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Blazers going to go one on one, break a 4-game losing streak as we make a trip to Dallas, Texas, actually Arlington, Texas, where Texas Stadium is next week, and we're just all extremely excited about that. Running play gets the first down at the 40-yard line. A bunch of Blazers on the tackle. Brandon White was one of them, one of the linebackers, and also 73 in there for the Blazers. He's been in, plays a lot. Hunter Chumley.
It's first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah. Lawrence Ferger, I actually haven't called his name much.
Yeah, but he's been pretty pressure.
Handoff off the right side, turns the corner, and is knocked down short of the first down by about a yard. Clock's running, 5.5 minutes to go, and 10 minutes to 10, so won't have to go straight to bed when I get home.
About 9 yards on the play. It's now 2nd down and 1.
Well, there'll be some sort of football on with the West Coast games. 2nd, just a half a yard for the first down. They're going to shotgun. They're going to run and get the first down across the Blazer 45 down to about the 44-yard line. That'll be a first down with 5:05 to go. Rain's picked up quite a bit. Market, start to change. Clock's running, 4:58. And the Fort Valley fans have departed the stand. The only people in the stands on that side now would more likely be family. They run it off the right side and stopped over there. 47 for the Blazers, one of the guys in there.
Good defense, so they spread it out.
Davis Durham.
Spread it out well and went down and a little gang tackling. Brandon White.
I know the coaches do not want them to get into the 20s. They'd like to keep it right here at 55-14 at 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. Their backup quarterback, Chris Brumfield, is in there. There's a flag. And what's the flag? Illegal procedure.
False start on the offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty.
They've had a bunch of penalties. They had 10 penalties in the first half. And our postgame be a quickie tonight since we can't talk to Coach Dean or one of the players. And we will have hopefully get some quick stats from Sean Reed. And
why don't you just hold your mic up, let him open the door?
Forced him out of pocket, trying to get him. Can't quite get him. He's going to throw downfield. Then wide open down there. And he had it wide open, bounced off his chest. It was a 6-point play, and it just bounced off the receiver's chest. He tried to nonchalant it.
Justin Williams.
That pass is incomplete.
Mismatch on the
Number
speed back
16.
there, linebacker back there,
Javon
wide
Watson.
out. And, he doesn't feel good about that.
Hate to pick the number out, but it looks like
That
a
brings
1
up third
something,
down to the
16,
Wildcats.
and that's Javon Watson. He's a freshman from Lovejoy. He just turned around and
Just knew he was going to catch it. I mean, it's one of those things.
that's why I think you teach more receivers, I think, to receive it with catch it with their hands than he tried to let it get in. He let it get in on his chest. Coaches don't want him to get that touchdown. 3rd and 11. Force him out of the pocket. He's going to throw deep again. Got a man down there. We got people down there. Intercepted again by Valdosta State. And that's 21 for the Blazers, and that is Dominique Wheeler.
The pass is intercepted.
What is that, the 5th or 6th?
20, Xavier Crane.
20?
Blazers.
Xavier Crane, a freshman.
First down.
With 3:43 to go. And
As a reminder, the Valdosta State soccer team.
I believe that's 5 interceptions on the night, I believe.
And it hosts Gulf South Conference for West Georgia at the VSU Soccer Complex.
I'm excited about this. Justin Roberts, he works out at Kinderloo when football season's not. I'm just thrilled to see him get in there and get the plays. A great kid. Going to hand it off the left side. And got some good yardage on the play, and he never complains. He's a holder. And when he was working at Kinderloo, actually the day after I lost my job about a year and a half ago, I shot my best round of golf ever. And Justin,
105.
he played the final 9 holes with me to witness that.
About
So
7 yards on the play. It's now 2nd down and 3.
3:19, 3:18 clock's running. Blazers are just going to run it. The running back cuts inside, breaks clear at the 30, and almost got that's Theseus Jackson. And he's on the ground.
Oh, boy.
I hope he's just tired, but I'm not sure.
Number 28, Theseus Jackson, the ball carrier. Blazers.
No, he's limping off again.
It's the same thing he hurt.
This
That's
is
why you
hard
don't
to
need
see.
him in there.
Going to replace him is number 29 for the Blazers. That's Eric Scott. He's another freshman from Washington Wilkes.
Griffin's in there.
Griffin Raleigh's in there. 2:48 to go in the game. Blazers will lead at 55-14. Just going to run the ball. They hand it off and gets right at the 40. Gets across the 40 to the 39.
The ball fell out, didn't it?
I guess it did. Well, it went like
No, it wouldn't happen. It was a fake.
Number 10,
Justin Roberts had the
with
ball.
keeper for the Blazers.
it's going to be close to the first down, about a half yard.
Blazers.
First down.
First
First down.
You know, that's always been an issue with us. We lose focus. We would like to lose focus more when games
That'd be
get out of
nice.
hand.
We usually get silly.
2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. Blazers lead at 55-14. We haven't seen one of these in a long time. Justin keeps it again. He's at the 35 all the way down to about the 31. Justin Roberts. We've had Austin Roberts, Justin Roberts. Inside 2 minutes to go, and a big win for Valdosta State University. And I know the coaches are going to enjoy this, and they still got a lot of work, but it's easy to go to work when you get that win. Clock at minute 44, 43. Just with the back there. Going to give it to him off the left side. This time breaks through. That's a freshman again, Eric Scott. I tell you, got to be a little excited. But we've seen 3 freshmen tonight. This little guy here, he's not a little guy. He's the biggest of the bunch. He's 6 foot 187.
Is that Theseus back in there? Didn't that on the other
9-yard
side?
gain.
Yes, it
On
is.
the play, it's now 2nd down and 1.
Theseus wants to go to Arlington. He's not going to be limping.
Second short, minute 4. Let the clock run down. I don't know. Don't give it. Keeps it again, straight up the middle. Touchdown, Valdosta State. Justin Roberts takes it in from about 23 yards out.
And all the teammates love him, Dick. I'll be honest with you. He's some kind of leader.
Justin Roberts with a
He went in untouched.
touchdown carry.
And if you're the other team, you can't get mad. You got your second team total in there. Third team quarterback.
Third team quarterback in there from Berry, Florida, down around DeLand, actually, which I didn't realize that.
This will send a message, though, I think, to some people, Dick.
Well, yeah. 52 seconds to go. Snap and everything are good. Kick's good. We'll take 60 seconds. A local break on the Blazer Radio Network. Blazers put 62 points on the board tonight. And, you know, as Tom said, it's not a run-up score. You've got pretty much your third unit in there. Justin Roberts gets to play quarterback really for the first time that he's really been able to play much, and scores a touchdown. Just a bounce kick down, picked up by one. They're up in at the 20-yard line. 50 seconds in the game, and it's going to go 1-1 season as we make the trip over to Texas. And again, post game with Coach Dean, due to our technical difficulties with our wireless on the field equipment. Polishing it, do our best to have worked out before next week.
Ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. For Fort Valley State will begin their drive, 1st and 10.
$50 seconds to go in the football game. And 1 point in this game we mentioned, we Blazers actually trailed 7-0. Quarterback keeper, he's hit right there at about the 28-yard line by number 32.
Chris Brumfield with the keeper.
Mel Magwood.
Dick, they ain't in a hurry to do anything but run the clock out either. I think they want to go get out of the ring, get on the bus, and
I'll tell you what, I've got a feeling, I may be wrong, at 32, Larry Dean, I would see that jersey being retired sometime. We haven't done that much, and maybe not, but.
What time do they play tomorrow? 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, okay. They're just going to let the clock run out. Blazers going to win this football game 62-14.
That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score: Blazers 62, Wildcats 14. We thank you once again for joining us for tonight's game. Valdosta State goes on the road next weekend to Dallas, Texas, to face Angelo State, and will return to Bazemore-Hyder Stadium in 2 weeks to host West Alabama. Once again, the Blazers will be back at home on the 22nd of September to host West Alabama. Kickoff time for that game is scheduled for 7 p.m.